he was like a little chubby kid. Like my brother was like little chubby, and I used to.
High School Sports Live is proud to present the featured game in the state of Pennsylvania as the Cumberland Valley Eagles will take on visiting Coatesville Red Raiders. Tonight's live broadcast is on ABC 27.3. This is the game of the week, brought to you by our premier sponsor, the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Chapman Field. I'm Todd McCall, along with Archie Smith Jr. and Jerome Presley. Cumberland Valley 2-0. 0-1 is Coatesville with the week off last week. They're very hungry. But these hungry players, and they got some special ones on that other side on the visiting team tonight that I know, Archie, you're dying to talk about.
All right, tonight Coatesville is going to feature a dual threat, Ricky Ortega. This kid can run, this kid can pass the ball. This kid is very dynamic. He's going to get going, kind of started to a slow start versus Harrisburg, but I'm thinking he's going to come out very poised, very collected, ready to avenge this loss that they took 2 years ago right here at this stadium. And who's he's going to be throwing the ball to? I think he's going to get involved, Dupree Bryant. This kid is very dynamic and is also his college committed buddy. These kids are both going to the same, have committed to Villanova, the same college that these guys plan on attending. And I think they're going to try to get these guys going quick, early, get them dynamic, get them to stretch the field to be able to test Cumberland Valley's secondary.
But there's speed, there's dual threats, and on the other side, it's been the classic thing. We've seen so many games we've called down here in the last few years, but you know the Eagles pretty well, Jerome.
Yeah, definitely. The Eagles come out with Alex Kovac as the quarterback. One of the things that we talk about is they always run the ball, and in the first game, they didn't even complete a pass, and they didn't have to. Last week, though, on the final drive of the game, Alex Kovac took the offense down the field with 5 straight passes into the end zone. So that showed you this isn't just about running, it's about throwing the ball too. And then on the other side, they have an issue, and what I would call a possible issue at the running back position. Max Del Ango may not be in the game today. He has a high ankle sprain, may be out. The problem is that takes away over 163 yards of rushing from him, especially in that first game. Last week he was limited to just defense, but that defense held tight for them. So look to see that running back position. How does the Cumberland Valley offense make do and replace his production?
Well, it's Cumberland Valley, and it's Coatesville. A big matchup here in the state of Pennsylvania. Don't go anywhere. Kickoff right after these messages on ABC.
These past few years have been tough on all of us. You worry about the economy, your job, your savings. You may even have given up on your dream of owning your own home. But don't give up just yet. We're PHFA. we help people realize their dreams of owning their own home with features like competitive interest rates, down payment and closing cost assistance, and even free homeownership counseling. PHFA can make your dream of homeownership finally come true. Find us on the web or call us to find out how.
I'm Brian Hudson, and we're PHFA. Welcome home.
This month only, the heat is on at Hoffman Ford. We must sell 100 new Fords, so we're turning up the heat with our biggest savings ever. New 2019 Ford F-150 XLT, not $10,000 off, up to $13,500 off MSRP or 0% financing for 72 months, and up to $7,000 off MSRP. Over 50 in stock. Don't go anywhere else because
Hoffman has it.
Hoffman Ford in Harrisburg.
Hoffman Ford, just what you're looking for. Hoffman has it.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent is Capital Region Insurance Agency, 717-731-1142.
Erie Insurance.
The Jack Giambalvo family of dealerships. 9 great franchises in 3 locations. Buick GMC, Hyundai, Mazda, Stellar Dodge, Chrysler Jeep Ram, and introducing the all-new Genesis of York. The Giambalvo family of dealerships. Over $25 million in new and pre-owned inventory, with unbeatable service after the sale, too. There's a reason the Giambalvo family has been a part of your community for decades. Find out why. The Jack Giambalvo family of dealerships. 3 great locations. Online at giambalvo.com.
Welcome to Chapman Field, Cumberland Valley. Coatesville set to kick off. Coatesville will have the ball first drum. Coatesville comes off of a loss to Harrisburg at home, which is very rare for them. And they got to be hungry because they had a bye week last week.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this is a big game for both teams. I mean, if you look at it from Coatesville's perspective, that loss and then having another week to sit on that without playing, and then Cumberland Valley coming in 2 wins, having, getting away from a win last week against Central York, which was a tough, hard-fought 1-point win.
Tim Kitchener will kick the ball. We're off and running, and game's going to start. It's going to back him up a little bit across the 20, across the third, just shy of the 30-yard line, and a big hit. Gabriel Hayes will take down LeBron Bessie.
And I'll tell you, for Coatesville, Todd, the biggest thing for them is going to be how do they find offensive production? You can't rely on Dupree Bryant and Ortega just doing it for you. They need other guys to step up. Look for Nasir Lop to try to get him involved as well in this offense because they need more help.
Ricky Ortega, who was just shy of 10,000 yards. He's got 7,800 yards on the year. Goes to his favorite target, Dupree Bryant. Now that 8,000 yards is over 3 years. We project him as a 10,000-yarder, a guy who could possibly be the leading quarterback in Pennsylvania. And with guys like Jim Kelly and Dan Marino and some of the greats, Joe Montana, this guy is up there in the top 4 of almost every category. Unbelievable. The give is to McLean Jackson. You'll see his name called or hear his name called. It'll be 3rd down and 4.
And the one thing is this Cumberland Valley defense is stout. These past 2 weeks, they have not given up a lot of yardage or a lot of points in their game.
Give left side is going to be enough. Going to be first downs and move the chains, and that's effective on the run for Cumberland Valley. And that's, again, Coatesville. That's McLean Jackson on the left side. First down, Coatesville.
And again, as good as Ricky Ortega is, a quarterback that has a balanced offense is going to make him more difficult to stop. So that keeps your entire arsenal open. It gets other guys involved, and it controls the tempo.
You got twins off to the right for Ortega. And not this time. Cumberland Valley has a great, strong defense through the years. We've seen this so many times. They're hard to run against on that left side. Coming up to make the tackles, number 55, Isaac Helton for Cumberland Valley.
And keep an eye on number 79, Chase Myers, the 6'2", 305-pound tackle inside. And I'll tell you what, he's hard to move, and he knows how to play that inside on that defensive line.
That was correction. That was Wyatt Claypool on the tackle. 2nd and 11. And we got flags. Last week they were penalized 18 times, Coatesville was.
We had more penalties than we've ever called in any game. And if you remember, Harrisburg was penalized 2 weeks ago in that same Coatesville game about 17 times because it was absolutely crazy with the penalties being that first game. Again, chalk it up for not having enough maybe scrimmages early on. Ortega, who's a dual threat, will run. Keep it the right side. He'll be tackled on the backside by Anthony Fye, 6'2", 230-pound senior from Cumberland Valley.
And again, if you think that Harrisburg defense was tough, you have another mid-pen defense that's just as tough. And again, you know, this Coatesville offense, you had a week to prepare. You had a week to hopefully clean up some of the mistakes from those mistakes they were making. So you're hoping they're going to come out with a cleaner game today. But again, this Cumberland Valley team is now battle-tested 2 weeks in a row. So, you know, it's going to be hard sled.
4 receiver set, Ortega. With time. Almost picked off, and I don't know where he was throwing it. I mean, it wasn't really close to the receiver on the coverage. Cumberland Valley got to give him, that's Eli Somerville. Man, good coverage. And where was that ball from?
And you can't say anything about the offensive line. He had a good pocket, not touched at all, and just delivers a low ball that almost gets picked off by number 37, Eli Somerville. So, again, Ortega's not necessarily sharp the early part of this game with the big throw on third down.
Bree Bryant was kind of looking at him and not sure what to do, so it'll be 6 on that possession and a punt. Bryant will punt it. And it'll take a little bit of a Coatesville roll. And Cumberland Valley will have decent field position in their first possession. They're 2-0 in the season. Coatesville, as we said, 0-1, so it took a loss on the at home against Harrisburg. And look tonight, absolute wonderful crowd. You'll see the gold on with the cheerleaders. This is Thon night. This is a gold out, and the blue and the gold represents the many Thon schools across the nation taking part in combating childhood cancers. What a beautiful thing to do here, and what a great night tonight here at Chapman Field. First down and 10. Kovac. Give to Conklin. Conklin will be ripped down. Great tackle by Ruttman, John Ruttman, on the play.
And that was Bartmere, number 33. I mean, he just filled that hole really well defensively. The one thing we can say about Coatesville's defense, in that first week, they were good. And Harrisburg did not just run the ball downfield or pass the ball downfield on them. They defensed Harrisburg pretty good. They gave up some big plays here and there, but overall, they were pretty sound.
The give is to Walker down the sideline, across the 50, the 40. And this might be a little bit unbelievable. Lucky they have a speedster in the secondary all the way down to the 3-yard line. What a wonderful play. Well, big run, big time run for Cumberland Valley, setting them up in the red zone. Take another look.
And we asked who was going to replace Max Delano. And there you go, number 26, Kellen Walker, the junior, comes in and just has a really huge run. Good blocking on the offensive line, and it keeps Cumberland Valley in business. First down on the 7-yard line.
On the 7, as you said, yes, first down and 7. Cumberland Valley with a great opportunity here. Give us the fullback, and he's pushing forward. That was a 62-yard run for Cumberland Valley. Save up the middle. And a big Save, man, he's that big, brutaling fullback that gives a different option for Cumberland Valley in their offense.
Yeah, and he's not overly big, 6 foot, about 185 pounds, but he's strong.
I see.
He runs with the pads down, and that's what you want in that offense. You don't need some big, burly 300-pounder. You just need somebody that knows how to hit the hole.
I say he's big with the backfield here. There's a penalty on the play. He's big in the Cumberland Valley backfield because a lot of their backs average about 160.
Especially their halfbacks, the H-backs. The fullbacks pretty much the same size. They get around that 185, 200-pound range. They get upfield. And again, you don't see a lot of wasted movements from the fullback. They get right north and south right from the beginning.
Second and 1 for Cumberland Valley. Full house back there. Give up the middle, and it's going to be a touchdown for Cumberland Valley. They're on the board.
And again, if you're Coatesville, you know, you wanted to come out here and be sharp on offense and show some stoutness on defense, and neither thing happened for Coatesville on their first drive. And defensively, they get gashed in the running game, and now they're down 7-0 on the road. And again, we know that this is a difficult place to play because Cumberland Valley, they all come out when it's football time here at Cumberland Valley.
Well, the extra point is good. 7-0 for Cumberland Valley. Swat on a 1-yard out.
Bravo family of dealerships, 9 great franchises in 3 locations. Buick GMC, Hyundai, Mazda, Stadler Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, and introducing the all-new Genesis of York. The Bravo family of dealerships, over 25 million in new and pre-owned inventory, with unbeatable service after the sale too. There's a reason the Bravo family has been a part of your community for decades. Find out why. The Bravo family of dealerships, 3 great locations. Online at gmbravo.com.
Well, there was a 62-yard run set up by the junior back, Kellen Walker, and a 1-yard out. Suave scores a touchdown at the fullback position. Cumberland Valley up 7-0, 4 plays, only 62 yards.
And again, Cumberland Valley, if they don't have to throw, they won't. They'll just pound you into the ground. They did that to Bishop McDevitt week 1. Didn't even complete a pass the whole game. They just ran the ball right down their throat. So they won't. They won't throw unless they have to, but they've proven when they want to, they can throw. And the one thing about a wing T, when the fullback is going in the wing T, it's really hard to stop when you have that going because that sets up everything. And right now, they're hitting on all cylinders.
Look at this one. I mean, man, the kicking game's putting the ball into the end zone every time. Let's take a look at it. Let's take a look at this last drive. I mean, 62 yards set it up by Walker, and I mean, it's just routine, and he just gets around the corners. Great blocking. People sustaining their blocks. Receivers getting blocks downfield. If it wasn't for Dupree Bryant, I mean, he's going to the end zone 62 yards out. And then almost fumbled it, but got down here to the 1-yard line and punching it in a Suave touchdown. Cumberland Valley up 7-0. Let's go down to Archie Smith Jr. on the field. Archie, I mean, 4 plays, and Cumberland Valley did it pretty early, putting 6 on the board.
Well, you can see Cumberland Valley got one thing in mind, and that is to win the line of scrimmage, and their offensive line did that, guys.
Ortega's going to keep it. Stay on his feet and almost pick up the first down, picking up about 8 on the run.
And the one thing that I think, you know, Ortega has to be careful of, he took a lot of shots in week 1. Had a week to be able to kind of get healthy again. He wasn't hurt, but he took a lot of shots. And now he's running again. And if you put it on his shoulders, running the ball like that in between the tackles constantly, that could be big. That could be big on a quarterback, and take a lot out of him throughout the course of a game in a season. So again, other people have to step up. They have to get other guys involved in this Coatesville offense.
Ortega with the single receiver going to that side. It's complete. And look at this, breaking across the 40. He might not be touched. Going to the 10, the 5, touchdown. Right back on the board, making it look pretty easy. Ortega to Artie Burgess. And second play of this drive, Burgess takes it to the end zone, takes it to the house on a very simple play. And I mean,
yep, and that was on command. We talked about who else is going to step up for this Coatesville team. Ortega in rhythm, hits Burgess in rhythm. Burgess turns on the jets, and once he gets out there, there's nothing else there. So again, somebody else stepped up, and they're right back in this game.
Well, they've had a total of 8 plays. That was 2 plays, 59 yards, 70 yards, excuse me. Man, just like that, with a chance to tie it here. Point after is good. Pierce Hazer puts it on the board. Take another look at it. We'll be back after these messages.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent is Capital Region Insurance Agency, 717-731-1142.
Erie Insurance.
Well, 2 plays, 80-yard drive, making it look pretty easy. Ortega teams up with Burgess. Burgess takes it 70 for a touchdown. 7-7, I mean, man, this is what we want.
And again, guys have to grow up. We know that Ortega is a prime-time quarterback. He has shown that over the course of his career. He can throw the rock all over the place. And now if you got guys on the other end that's going to catch it, that just makes the offense go flawlessly. So that's what you wanted. You get the ball in one of your playmakers. Young kid steps up. Burgess takes it to the house and on a long run. And it was only, what, a 10-yard pass, and he takes it 70 yards. You know what I mean? That's what you need.
And he didn't even have to make anybody miss. I mean, he just
one
guy.
And the Jets.
And you know when these guys get in the secondary on you, some of these Coatesville players, I mean, you're in trouble. Decent return across the 30-yard line is Logan Ramberg. And again, decent field position for Cumberland Valley. And again, I mean, 2 plays, 80 yards. And that last drive. Right here. 1 miss, that was it. Down the side, well, 2 misses, I apologize. 2 down the sideline for 70 yards.
He left Tim Kissinger, and we've seen Kissinger play very well.
He's a great defender.
Good defender. He just left him in the dust, and that was it.
Kovic under center. Give to Walker. Walker is going to be gang tackled for a loss. He didn't make it back to the line of scrimmage.
Now, on that play, number 33 for Coatesville, Connor Barthmeyer, he did something that was real important from his linebacker position. He got penetration.
Yeah. That's
what you want to do against a wing T offense, is get that penetration into the backfield, fill every gap. You fill every gap along that line of scrimmage, you're going to force the running back to bounce outside. There's help out there. There's that speed from Coatesville outside. They were able to stop him.
So it's 2nd and 11. The halfback with the fullback. Kovic's give to Suave. Right side. And now the defense tightened up a little bit for Coatesville.
And that was Jordan Engler on the tackle, number 10. And again, they're filling the gaps. They're doing what they need to do to stop that offense. And you stop that running game. You want to force Cumberland Valley to throw. We saw what they can do when they throw, because they can throw the ball. But that's what you want. Put them in 3rd and long in this situation and force them to do something that they're not totally accustomed to doing constantly game in and game out.
And also on that tackle, John Meeks came up 5'10", 240-pound senior. Putting a stop to Suave's drive. 3rd and 9, 5:38 here in the first quarter. 7-7 as you see. And there's going to be a timeout. Coatesville's going to take a timeout. Going to take their first of the game. And we're going to take one as well. We'll be right back after these messages.
This month only, the heat is on at Hoffman Ford. We must sell 100 new Fords, so we're turning up the heat with our biggest savings ever. New 2019 Ford F-150 XLT, not $10,000 off, up to $13,500 off MSRP, or 0% financing for 72 months, and up to $7,000 off MSRP. Over 50 in stock. Don't go anywhere else, because
Hoffman has it.
Hoffman Ford in Harrisburg.
Hoffman Ford, just what you're looking for. Hoffman has it.
Welcome back to 7-7. Coatesville takes a timeout. You see the Cumberland Valley staff taking their opportunity. Mike Whitehead and staff talking it over here. They got a 3rd and 9. And as you said, being in that 3rd and 9 situation for Cumberland Valley, this is where Coatesville wants them. They want them in those 3rd and long opportunities, as you said, because then that running game's not as effective. But, man, I mean,
well, what makes the wing T offense so special is that it controls. There's a lot of ball control in it, and sometimes you can pop big runs like that, but it grinds down a defense until the down and distance goes against you. And so now they're in a 3rd and long, so they have to figure out pass and play what they can do.
Play action going to go over the top, and it's caught, and it's going to be knocked down. That was a great play. It's going to be
busted up by Abdul Sabar Stewart, and the intended receiver for Cumberland Valley was Logan Ramper. Logan's a big target at 6'3".
And the play design was great. That was just a good defensive play. You saw the blitz coming off the end. He lobs it up as a jump ball, and I'll tell you what, Ramper had it, but just an amazing play by number 9, Stewart Abdul Sabur. He's able to come up and make a play in the secondary for Coatesville.
Cumberland Valley will have to punt. The ball will be down around the 33, and Coatesville will have decent field position.
So again, that was a very impressive defensive stand for Coatesville. I mean, it really was. They shut down the running game and then forced Cumberland Valley to a third long. They make a play on the defensive end, and you get the ball back. And then you control the offense. So now it gives it back to Ortega. Ortega, let's see if he's in a rhythm now. And we know when he gets in a rhythm, we know what we get from him.
Oh, yeah.
So let's see if he can get himself in a rhythm and come out this next drive and do something with the ball.
So it's 1st and 10 for Coatesville. Ortega's going to keep it. Right side, big gap. Crossing over the 45, shy of the 50, and Ortega picking up the first down.
And let's talk about, and I know Archie will love this, that was a brilliant play call for the defense. Cumberland Valley was in a two deep safeties, which means there's not a safety in the box. You can run on that in most cases, so that's what you do. You get Ortega up the field right up the middle.
Archie, your thoughts?
I definitely agree with what Jerome's saying. Now you see Cumberland Valley is making adjustments by bringing out two high safeties, which you get Ortega, what we talked about in the pregame, the run-pass option.
They want to get the ball right here. They want to get the ball into Free Bryant's hands. That's usually normally effective. And picking up positive yardage is Bryant.
And if Cumberland Valley stays in that double safety in the back like that, look for Coatesville to try to split those safeties. Now they're a little bit different now, but let's see if they'll split them.
Third play of this drive. Ortega looking to pitch. Keeps it across the 40. Down the 30. Gets out of bounds. Another great run by Ortega. He had the opportunity to pitch it. Kept it. Great decision. Read it perfectly. And there's where the option comes to handle it. It come up looked like he was
a little gimpy, yeah.
Look, he was limping a little bit.
And I think he was gimping from the start of that run, but I'm not sure if it happened on that run. I mean, he's going to stay in there, but he's gimping around pretty good. So again, that's what when your quarterback is running a lot, you're starting to see a little bit of wear and tear there for Ortega.
Fourth play of this drive. Bryant getting out one-on-one, trying to get him out in the open. And Ortega just went down, and I mean, he's down on it. This is not good. Archie, we'll go down to Archie Smith Jr. on the field. Ricky Ortega is down, Arch.
Well, what happened is you can see, if you guys will go back to the clip, as he was coming out of bounds, it looked like something either happened to his ankle or hamstring. That's what I'm trying to decipher right now, because he's being looked at as coming off the field. But as you can see, he came up. It was a shove out of bounds. And when he came back, it was like a sharp pain that hit him. So hopefully there's nothing that can be lingering for this kid. We'll definitely want to see him back in the game, but we'll wait further to see what they say about it.
We got it on our screen here now, and just I don't know. And
I think it was the right at the tackle situation. It seemed like that's right when whoever it was tried to tackle him. That may have been when it happened, because it just, I'm not sure, but it looks, he now went down, like barely could get off the field.
I hope it's not his Achilles.
It seems pretty serious.
That looked like it may be an Achilles, and when that goes, I'll tell you what, I mean, that's terrible, but let's hope he's fine. And we got Rael Eubanks coming into the game to back up, and they're going to put him downfield and throw it already. And he's going to throw an interception, and that's going to give Cumberland Valley an opportunity. I mean, he came right in. Ortega was 4 for 4 prior to that for 79 yards and 4 rushes for 48 before being injured, and Eubanks coming in and throws an interception.
And again, I mean, when you get your backup quarterback, they come in cold. He delivers a ball, he gets some defensive pressure right in his face. Now let's say this could change the entire scope of what Coatesville does offensively if Ortega cannot return.
I would say it's no doubt.
It changes a lot of things, and it's not saying you can't win a game with your backup, but it changes maybe what you do, and you have a backup that's coming in that's cold.
Cumberland Valley with the ball on their own 1. Walker will get it left side, not much, maybe a half yard. Giving to, I guess, call it.
Now, I'm looking at the Coatesville sideline, and I think Ortega is trying to run this off. He's jogging now. Whatever it is, he's trying to run it off. He still has a limp, but he's going to that right side of his foot, so he has a limp, but he may try to go.
Well, he's 48 yards on the ground, and I'll tell you, taking the running game away from him. Man, look at this Coatesville defense just getting stingy. I mean, Walker is struggling getting out of the backfield.
And that was just good defense, solid defense from that Coatesville line. They seem to have a beat a little bit. Seagreaves, number 44, the 6 foot, 200-pound linebacker comes up and fills the gap. It puts Cumberland Valley again in a 3rd and long situation, backed up on their 1-yard line.
3rd and 9, Cumberland Valley. Give to Suave. Suave doesn't pick up much.
And that's a good field position battle that Coatesville will win on this situation. You force Cumberland Valley to punt from their own end zone. If they get it off, they basically flip the field, and you get good field position here unless you get a booming punt from the punter.
That's the last 2 possessions. They've had the ball 3 times. Last 2 possessions is a punt. And it looks like Ricky Ortega will come back in the game. It's going to be a fumble to Dupree Bryant. Will fumble to be recovered by Cumberland Valley, and Isaiah Gruden, the senior, will come up with it, and a big turnover. First turnover goes to Cumberland Valley.
And that's a rough break for Dupree Bryant. This was an opportunity Ortega's coming back in, it looks like. Your defense does everything right. You come up, doink, you don't secure the punt. Cumberland Valley comes up with it. They get new life on this drive.
Cumberland Valley, 1st and 10. Under 2 minutes here in the first quarter. It went really fast with the running game. Play action. A lot of pressure. Tucks it under. That's smart. Kovac. And
Frank Johnson on the sack, number 12.
He's been a very effective defensive player. We called his name out a couple times last week.
Yeah, and that's what you want. You want to be able to get pressure. If Cumberland Valley is going to drop back and try to throw the ball, you get pressure. And you saw it instantly from the snap. You had a lot of white jerseys in the offensive backfield. You didn't even give the quarterback an opportunity to set up and throw. As soon as he faded back, took that back step, he had guys all in his face, and they get the sack. Good defensive effort from Coatesville.
It'll be 2nd down, 15. Walker in motion around the right side. Putting his head down. He had to be speared by Stewart to take him down.
And Abdul Stewart on the play comes up from the cornerback position. Cumberland Valley is able to get back some of that yards, but now it brings up 2nd down in distance, about 2nd and 15. So still, Coatesville right now has Cumberland Valley right where they want them if they can keep them there. And
well, we had a flag that I missed, and that's going to be a holding on Cumberland Valley, so that
comes back.
That's their 2nd penalty tonight. So that's going to back them up. 2nd and 22.
Now, I'll tell you, if there's one thing that this does, it gives Ortega a little bit more time.
Yeah.
So if there's something that he's trying to work out there injury-wise to come back in, it gives him a little bit more time to get himself as right as he can to come back in the game.
Walker. Oh, the ball's fumbled. Will Coatesville appear to have it? And it looks like they're saying they've got it, and they've got it in great position. At the 22.
And this was a nightmare drive for Cumberland Valley. I mean, everything went backwards for them pretty much, and then it ends in a turnover. And you basically will give Coatesville the ball in excellent field position. Ortega's back in the game. Still a little ginger on his gait. with walking. So you may not see as much running from him, and this will be him trying to set the pass.
Jordan Engler will come up with a fumble. You'll see it here. It popped out. He didn't realize he didn't have it, and then it shoots out through there, and Engler comes in and recovers it. And
just pops out.
And you know what? The last 3 possessions, Cumberland Valley, punt, and a fumble. We'll take it back in the game. That's a good sign for Coatesville. Dupree Bryant looking to get around the corner. Crossing doesn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. A great open field tackle by Logan Rampert.
And as you can see, don't be surprised if you don't see as much running from Ortega. And he's going to try to rely on guys to run for him. You know, he's not even, you have a run out pass option, and there's not even a run even. He's not even thinking about running there. So again, we know he's an effective passer. Got to keep other guys involved. But again, when he's throwing the ball, you're in good shape.
Well, Logan Rampart come up and made a very fundamental tackle, stayed low. And we're going to wind down this first quarter, but under 20 seconds to play with Ortega. The ball with pressure has to roll. This is where we see, and he gets it off. It'll be incomplete. He was going to McLean Jackson on the play.
Here's the thing. You see him turn it on a little bit. Even though he's hurting, he was able to get a little bit more speed up.
Here's the thing. Adrenaline does take over on an
You're
injury
right about
sometime.
that. You'll pay for it later on tonight when you're laid up in bed.
But you will have adrenaline anytime you see someone with the size of Peter Acosta coming at you. I don't care, injury or not, you're going to get out of there. I mean, it was like a dog loose chasing him. I mean, like my old days getting off the school bus, man. We used to get chased in Portsmouth, Ohio by this Irish setter, and that's the quickest you've ever seen me run.
But you see, Ortega ran just a little bit faster, just enough to get away without doing something worse.
3rd and 10.
Here he goes again.
Coming at him again, and this time it's actually dropped. It was in the hands of McLean Jackson.
And you could tell he's struggling. I mean, he can't run. You get him out of the pocket. He's not looking for that instant pressure. He has to move. Something's not right with him. He's able to get away, but he can't even put anything on the throw, really.
That really should have been caught. Let's go down to Archie Smith Jr. on the field. Archie, what do you think out of Ortega right now?
All right, guys, you know, Ben having the best job, I say, on Friday night. I was able to go over to the sideline and able to sit down and see what was going on with Ricky. And what happened was his ankle got stepped on in the middle of his foot. And as you can see, guys, this is a grass field, so the cleats are different. This is not your regular turf field, what you have the molded cleats. Cumberland Valley has bigger cleats, sharper cleats, and that little pressure to step on his ankle has him ginger, guys.
Ortega's going to stay, keep it, cross the 20-yard line and be ripped down. And you could tell that hurt him too. I mean, that every time you're going to get tackled, every time you got to run. But Ortega is trying his best to muscle through this situation. Take a look here, man. He's got somebody in his face every time he turns around. That time it was Anthony Fye, and then being chased down, and Gavin Conklin ripped him out of bounds. Well, that's the end. 7-7. We'll be right back into the first quarter. Back with more after these messages.
My father years ago told me, own your own business. That was my inspiration. And February 1st of 1996, we opened up as Capital Region Insurance Agency.
Throughout my entire life, seeing my dad how successful he was and learning the way he was actually able to communicate with people and help them, whatever their needs may be, it made me want to get more involved. I'm most proud of helping continue my dad's legacy, helping the surrounding communities, businesses, and families.
We try to wow our customers, let them know that we are here for them. If they can't get into our office, we would take the time and go visit them. This really differentiates ourselves from the 1-800-WHO-DO-YOU-GET. Whether it's financial services, auto, home, life, commercial, we hold their hands, bring them through the process. We let them understand that we know what we're doing, and they feel comfortable when they leave here.
I think it makes it more personal and more family-oriented, definitely more of a friendly environment.
What I'm most proud of is the hard work, and it's enabled me to insure clients, to provide protection for them, to let them sleep well at night.
Well, welcome back to Cumberland Valley, and tonight it's a gold out. This crowd is crazy and ready tonight. Look at that. It's packed all the way up to the fence line, all the way down the whole sideline. It really appears to be almost a sellout crowd tonight. And tonight they're celebrating one great thing, their mini-thon, doing things for combating childhood cancer. And did the ball pop out again? No, it was held on to, but I tell you what, well, we've got to see some hits already here tonight.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
a very physical game. Coming up to make that tackle for CV was Dante Rogan. That's a senior. He's 200 pounds, and man, he put a lick.
Yeah, Coatesville, that defense is stout right now. I mean,
yeah,
they're really plugging every hole there. They're getting to the fullback early and have shown these last few drives that they're really stout now. Until that. As soon as we call it, then all of a sudden you get a big run up the middle.
I mean, you say one thing, and I apologize. That last tackle was Derek Seagrips, but then turn right back around, and the fullback, Suave, gets a big pickup for Cumberland Valley, gets them some momentum. Like I said, the last 3 drives, 2 punts and a fumble.
And that's
Now
Rogan.
they've got something going. First quarter total yards. Look, Cumberland Valley 67, Coatesville 141. Time of possession favors Coatesville. Give to Walker.
And that's exactly what you want to do. John Ruttman for Coatesville, really, the play gets stretched out. He comes up and make a brilliant tackle on the play. So again, on the fullback side of the ball, we have number 45, Dante Rogan, who's also playing fullback, and he's the one that got that big run for Cumberland Valley. So between him and Suave, it looks like they're going to be the 2 fullback tandem for Cumberland Valley.
So it's 2nd and 11. 10:50 to play here before half. Coming up, stay tuned for our halftime report. Jerome and Archie and I will have everything for you, and breakdown of the first half and what we think we'll see in the second half. 2nd and 11 for Cumberland Valley. Play action. Pressure. Under pressure. Getting hit and throwing. Downfield. It'll be intercepted. There is a flag down. Is Abdul Sabar Stewart. Stewart down the sideline across the 40, 30. Being knocked out of bounds around the 20-yard line. Let's see what's happened there. Flags down.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, usually in that area, we may have a defensive holding of some sort because it came from the back of the defense. So we'll see what the call is. And I think the defense looked like they were in the right position.
That ball's just kind of thrown
exactly
up there.
Defensive holding.
That's going to be defensive holding. So, again, there was pressure. I give Kovac a lot of credit for standing in the pocket. He took a shot right in his chest, fired it up. However, defensive holding in the secondary. So Cumberland Valley's going to get another shot at it here.
And what you're seeing is both defensive lines or defenses in general, they're sending 2 more players than the offense can block. So neither quarterback is getting a chance to get settled back there before they have instant pressure in their face.
So it'll be 2nd and 1 for Cumberland Valley. Off the 48-yard line. Give to Walker. Walker across the 50. And he's going to move the chains. First down, Cumberland Valley.
And on the tackle, number 3, John Ruttman again, who's playing right now. He's all over the field defensively.
He is getting after it.
And those yardage are hard to come by. You know, you see, but besides those 2 big run plays, for Cumberland Valley, one by Kellen Walker, who busted for that big 70-plus yard or almost touchdown run, 62 yards, and the Dante Rogan. There hasn't been much sledding there for that Cumberland Valley run game.
Give to Walker. Walker shot the 45 and ripped down. And hey, let's get down to Archie Smith Jr. Archie, I don't know if you're catching John Ruttman, number 3, but I'm telling you, this guy is making my all-steel mill team right now. Archie, this kid is getting after on the Coatesville side.
Well, the game is starting to slow down for him now. As you can see, he's sitting back and reading your keys. Yep. Like Jerome said earlier, in the wing tee, they show you a variety of different things. So you cannot follow something because something else is coming back. And what he's doing is sitting down and reading his keys and making the plays, guys.
Yeah, and he's playing downhill from the linebacker position. He's just coming.
give to the big fullback.
And that play right there is that middle fullback trap.
Yeah.
Is an extremely hard play to stop. What makes it hard is the misdirection behind it. You give that fullback, it's a quick hitter. You see a running back going wide. You see some pulling going on up front. And before long, that fullback pops open. You know, in my days at Shippensburg, that was the play. That buried so many teams. You know, we had a guy named Bill Pettyjohn at fullback, and man, did he just destroy teams. We ran that middle trap, and it was so hard to stop. And before you know it, you don't even know the guy has the ball. The fullback has the ball, and he's 10 yards into your secondary.
Well, we called it the old 44 dive. It's 3rd and 2. Play action, rolling right, pressure. Ball completed to be first down, and they kind of snuck a nice one in there. Archie Smith, I want to go down to you. What a great play call out of Cumberland Valley.
What do you have? You have 3rd and 2. What have they been doing? Like you guys have said, that fullback trap. What did the defense think? Fullback trap, and they snuck the tight end right into the flat. It was a well-executed play. Great call by the coach.
He was wide open. I mean, he didn't have anyone.
Nobody around him.
You want to talk about a player that got totally missed on the defensive side of the ball. That happened just there.
That was Anthony Fye. he is 230-pound tight end. What size this guy has, man. 1st and 10 for Cumberland Valley. Up the middle again for Rogan. Not much there. And a couple Coatesville players coming up at Buchanan, 6'2", 230.
And one way to counter the trap on defense, sometimes if your defensive line stunts and slants, and if everybody on the defense slants one way and occupies a gap, you will run right into the fullback. The fullback doesn't have tons of time to make a move. It's a pretty much straight dive, but there's a lot happening in front of him, and it's really quick, but it's a straight ahead play. If you slide or stunt right into that, you see what happened. And you have an opportunity to stone the fullback before he can get going.
2nd and 11. Cumberland Valley, 7-7 at home. Pressure, he will not get it off. Kovac will be brought down. And coming up to make an initial hit is Lope with help from, Frank Johnson. And I like Frank Johnson. I like what I've seen out of this guy.
Yeah. Frank Johnson, 6'1", 190-pound junior. He's coming on that outside, and you see, again, not giving the quarterback a lot of time to set up and throw the ball. He has to come out. It's either a quick hitter or you're going to get a chance to get a sack on him, and that's what you saw from that Coatesville defense. They're coming.
Yeah. Well, Cumberland Valley's 1 for 3 on 3rd downs. We really appreciate tonight Travis Sparks, our statistician.
Travis, my man.
Back with us, and we're going to take a time out, and we'll be right back with more after these messages. This year, High School Sports Live is partnering with Capital Region Insurance Agency and AT&T to bring awareness to distracted driving. Each game will feature the Capital Region Insurance Agency and AT&T student section and ask students to consider Capital Region's challenge to young drivers that a text or a call can wreck it all. AT&T is challenging students to join millions who have taken the pledge to drive distraction-free as part of it Can Wait campaign. To learn more, visit itcanwait.com. Well, 3rd down and 22, and I like to say one more friendly reminder to all student athletes across not only Pennsylvania but our great nation. It really can wait. Put the phones away, drive distracted-free, and I know I'm throwing a little extra on that, but Jerome, it's something that all of us now in today's society have to worry about, being distracted with our phones. But when we drive, let's put that away. But again, back to football, 3rd down. Cumberland Valley are 1 for 3. That could be an issue right now. 3rd and 22 backed up here, and that Coatesville defense feeling very hungry. Let's see what they call up here with 6:54 to play.
Well, again, you see Cumberland Valley in a shotgun formation. So this is a throwing formation. They've been practicing this. But again, defense wins out.
What a play by Jordan Engler coming on the backside, and he'll sack him, take him down. And, I mean, there was nobody able to block him on that play. Archie Smith Jr., I tell you what, Kovac didn't even have time to think about that.
Well, you can see when you have a run-dominant team, and as a defender, what I am going to do is I want to peel my ears back right now because I know on the 3rd down or 3rd and 20 down, they have no choice but to pass it in. Coatesville is getting great pressure from their defensive line. Don't you guys agree?
I agree. They're getting pressure up front, and that's
yeah, and it's smart pressure. I like the way they're bringing their linebackers from the outside, and these guys they're reading run first, and then they're just coming, and they're fast and quick.
That's a bounce that I thought was going to take a Cumberland Valley bounce, but it took a Coatesville
5-yard punt.
That might have been about 5 yards. It went 50 feet in the air, 5 feet.
Yeah.
5 feet. So
well, again, Coatesville's defense, they're playing pretty well right now, and they seem to have a bead on Cumberland Valley right now. So, again, Cumberland Valley has to come up with something. When you talk about pass blocking, when you have a run team, they don't always learn the full concepts of pass blocking, being able to set, use that punch, keep your feet moving. So you saw right there, the defender just blew by the offensive lineman. He didn't have the ability to get on him.
Ortega, dump off on the screen. Ooh, dangerous. Dupree Bryant went through his hands. It was a great play call on that right side, set up kind of nicely, but thrown and delivered a little high. Ortega had pressure.
Right.
Had to get rid of it quickly.
Well, Todd and Archie, you're seeing it on the other side. Cumberland Valley smells blood in the water. They know that Ortega cannot move. So what are they doing? They're coming with pressure. So if you're Coatesville, you have to figure out a way to protect him. Maybe bring somebody in extra because we know he's a premium passer. So you got to give him time. If you give him time, then he'll show you what he has. If you don't give him time, he doesn't have the ability to move away from the rush like he once did.
Jerome, you are spot on.
Second 10. 5:59. Ortega throwing it high, delivering a little high, and I think it's because he can't put the pressure he needs to on his feet. And that's Artie Burgess and Archie Smith Jr. Because you played, not only were you a defensive back, you played quarterback as well. And Archie, when you have that injury and you can't plant or put that pressure, you start delivering the ball high. Am I not right?
Well, one thing, as you can see, Ortega, I'm a senior right now. I'm not letting that one injury take me out of this game right now. So you can see it's not gonna go away, guys. So what he's trying to do is just trying to keep playing and try to play through it, trying to feel the pain all the way through the game. But in order for Coatesville to pull this game out, they're gonna need Ortega.
Yeah. He's warrioring up here, but he gets backside pressure and ripped down, but he gets away. Like Ortega does. Throws down the field, and it's complete. No, incomplete. It's going to take a bounce.
And here's the issue here. That was just a offensive lineman getting beat. Cumberland Valley is not necessarily blitzing. Their defensive line, they're just winning the battle up front. You see, they only rushed 3 guys. Number 58 just comes almost unblocked for Cumberland Valley.
Yeah, Wyatt Claypool came through.
Claypool just comes through. He just beat the offensive lineman. So it's not like anything special is happening there. It's just that they're just not giving him time. So on one end, you see Coatesville that's sending pressure.
Right.
On another end, Cumberland Valley's not really sending pressure from extra guys. They're just getting there. So both quarterbacks are struggling to get time.
Oh, they're going to keep it. Bryant's going to pull away with it. Down the sideline and plenty of room across the 50. Gutsy call the 40. Breaks a tackle the 30. The 20. Knocked out of bounds. Well, you know he stays in balance. It's going to be a Coatesville touchdown. I can't really believe my eyes on this one. I want to go down to Archie Smith Jr. so I can get my breath. Archie, did he call that? What? Did he? I don't think that was called.
This Harrisburg
did he take this on his own?
Well, guys, guess what? I think Coatesville took a play out of the Harrisburg book that actually sealed the game for Harrisburg against them in week 1. As you can see, it looks like it wasn't a design run, but I think this was a design play called from the sideline.
Yeah.
Well executed.
When I saw it on replay, it looked like a design play. And again, Bryant gets upfield. His speed got him the first down.
Unbelievable.
And then the rest of it was just, he just turned on the afterburners and got upfield.
68-yard touchdown. Looked like Cumberland Valley had the momentum just like that. 14-7 Coatesville. We'll be back after these messages.
This month only, the heat is on at Hoffman Ford. We must sell 100 new Fords, so we're turning up the heat with our biggest savings ever. New 2019 Ford F-150 XLT, not $10,000 off, up to $13,500 off MSRP or 0% financing for 72 months, and up to $7,000 off MSRP. Over 50 in stock. Don't go anywhere else because
Hoffman has it.
Hoffman Ford in Harrisburg.
Hoffman Ford, just what you're looking for. Hoffman has it.
Well, it was about 4 plays, 68-yard pull away on a punting down. Cumberland Valley got what they wanted. 4 plays, 68 yards. Let's take a look at it. I mean, defensively, you give Cumberland Valley a lot of credit. I mean,
they're doing some good things. That ball was placed high, but covered very well by Cumberland Valley. But 4th down, Dupree into punt. And down the sideline, 68 yards, takes it. Does he get touched? Maybe right there, breaks that tackle. 68-yard touchdown from the playmaker. He's going to Villanova. And just like that, 14-7, 4:52 to play. Big play, maybe a difference maker in the season right now on that play.
That's a good way to put it. I mean, this will be a big win for them. But again, there's so much football left in this game.
Yeah, and I'm not even saying that. I'm just saying, you know, you lose to Harrisburg at home, down 7-7 on the road to Cumberland, a good Cumberland Valley team. You're backed up in the 4th down situation, and you got a playmaker that takes the 68 yards. Hey, Archie Smith, you know this. Coaches don't even make that call normally. Not that far back.
Well, guys, where I'm from, we call that call gambling on the riverboat.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And look at this. This is a momentum shift to Coatesville.
Yeah.
They're getting everything they want right now. And great downfield coverage, great tackle on the special teams play by Demetrius McClain-Jackson. Or, I'm sorry, actually, that was Wesley Ashman.
And again, other than 2 offensive plays, Cumberland Valley's offense has been bottled up pretty good, especially when they're backed up this far in their own red zone.
And tonight, this Coatesville defense, they have 3 sacks for minus 23 yards from the last. So that's effective. That's helping. That's making a difference too. 1st and 10 for Cumberland Valley. He's doing everything he can to get out of the end zone. It's Rogan.
And again, that Coatesville defense, they're shutting down every gap. And by doing that, there's no running room at this point. So Cumberland Valley has to figure out a way. They hit with that middle trap one time. The other 3 times they ran it, they got nothing.
Yeah.
And that's because as soon as the fullback got the ball, there was somebody in his face immediately. And that's them covering those gaps. So right now, Coatesville, they have a bead on it, and they're just reacting, and that's what you want to do with the wing T. You don't want to be thinking too much. You want to just be playing.
2nd and 9 and nowhere to go. Another loss. Man, look who came up and make that tackle. I've seen Buchanan tonight, 6'2", 230, coming up and make the tackle from Coatesville. Look at that. Just
Angler.
Angler
was on that too.
Look at this.
Number
And
10.
Angler too, but wham, right there. Boom.
Yep.
No, not tonight. We've seen some great defense. Look at this again. Sacks. There's 3 sacks for Coatesville defense for a minus 23 yards from Cumberland Valley offensively. So 3:34 to play here. Stay tuned for our Highmark halftime report. Jerome and Archie and I will have all the analysis and breakdown of the first half. So don't go anywhere. A big pickup and moving the chains for a 1st down is Rogan. And man, the drive is now alive for Cumberland Valley. It looked like it was stalling there. Rogan
and that was a strong run for Rogan. He broke what broke him on that was he broke the tackle of O'Hare, Nolan O'Hare, number 51. He actually gets him in the backfield, can't pull him down, and at that point, he's able to muscle his way to a 1st down.
It's 1st and 10, 2:50 play. Give to Rogan. Rogan left side. He's getting the majority of the carries.
Now, what I want to tell you, though, look at the box, the defensive box for Coatesville.
Yeah.
They have almost their entire defense in the box. So anything, if you can pop it, if you pop through that, there is nobody there.
Yeah.
And if you can get someone deep in a passing game and get time to throw it,
Yeah.
you get guys, they're one-on-one. So right now, Coatesville is committing to stop and run. Now they have one defender in the back, but that's it. Everybody else is in the box.
You could see play action in Logan Rampler, but now they're going to go to Walker here around the right side. Walker's going to be dragged down. Coming up to make the tackle, Derek Seagrifts for Coatesville. It'll be 3rd and 4 for Cumberland Valley with 2:04 to play.
It's about 3rd and 2. They're pretty
Make
close.
it 2. You're right, Drum. That is 2.
And 3rd and 2 for Cumberland Valley. The thought there is we should win that.
Give to Rogan. Rogan breaking tackle, crossing the 30. We're really in no hurry here. And it's
first down.
And that's the one thing this offense does do. It chews clock, man. I mean, it chews clock quick.
Kovac under center. Giving it to Rogan. Not much there for Rogan. Seagrave's coming up, making the initial hit.
Well, I'll tell you, Rogan, he had to eat his Wheaties today, man, because he's getting a lot of carries right now. And they're going to continue to try to soften up that defense. But right now, that Coatesville defense is up for the challenge. They're making every yard a hard yard.
I think with Max Delano out, Rogan's getting the carries tonight, he and Walker, but Rogan's a workhorse. 50 seconds. They look like they're just okay with running this clock out, getting down 14-7. No hurry up here from Cumberland Valley. And there's a whistle at 40 seconds. We'll see what it is. It's a timeout.
Now, again, if you're Coatesville and you're thinking about Ortega, you get him in the locker room and immediately begin to treat him. Whatever you need to do treatment-wise, whether you need to ice him, you know, I would actually probably have him headed to the locker room now.
That's probably a great idea.
Get some ice on him and let him ice up or whatever you need to do the entire halftime.
Right.
To get him ready. If you got to retape him, you got to put something on there to help with just help him with securing that foot or whatever it is that's hurting him, and just try to get him ready for the second half so you'll be a little bit more mobile. On the other side, if you're Cumberland Valley, you have to figure out what's happening on your offensive line. What is Coatesville doing that is causing so much pressure in the pass game, and for you to have to work so hard in the run game to just get a yard? You have to figure out what's going on. So you're going to see offensive line coach is going to sit down with the offensive line and the offense and say, okay, what is your man doing in front of you?
Right.
And the coach will be on the board mapping it out, unless they have it on video and they can see it that way. So there's two different ways you can attack that. But you got to figure out this defense.
So it's second and 8 with 40 seconds to go. Play action, looking downfield with time. Will that be incomplete? That's going to be incomplete. The intended receiver was Eli Somerville. So folks, coming right up, the Jack Giabavo halftime report. We'll have our Highmark stats, our Mid-Penn Bank halftime highlights, and we'll have a special Capital Region and AT&T Student Athlete Spotlight, featuring Michael Swat, a Cumberland Valley senior making his impact on the program. That's all coming up at halftime. Right after these messages. Stay tuned. And also we'll have a special look inside at the Advanced Hoops Fall Training Program. 35 seconds to play, 3rd and 8. Cumberland Valley down 7 here at home. Kovic dumps off to Rogan. Rogan breaks a tackle, puts his head down, gets back to the 35. Got hit pretty hard.
And I tell you, they're going Rogan a lot.
They are. Frank Johnson came up and made a big old hit on Rogan, man. These two guys collided like gladiators. There is a timeout. Advanced Hoops is running fall intensity training classes in South Central PA as players from all over the Mid-State will travel to train with Advanced Hoops. Go to advancedhoops.com to see that each age group has a chance for players to compete 5-on-5 in competition classes. We have a great opportunity for players to improve their shooting with Charlie starting next Thursday night. Charlie's shooting will go for 8 weeks, and players can participate and they'll be transformed to be prepared for the season. Go to www.advancedhoops.com. Well, welcome back. Like we said, coming right up at halftime, we'll have our Jack Giambavo halftime report. Highmark halftime stats, our Mid-Penn Bank halftime highlights, and again, a special Capital Region AT&T Student Athlete Spotlight featuring Michael Swat, a Cumberland Valley senior making his impact on the program. Stay tuned. All this is coming up at halftime in 21 seconds. Ortega and the group will have the ball. We'll see if they'll just take a knee and go into halftime. 13 seconds to go. Are they going to bring Ortega? They're going to bring him back onto the field. Like you said, maybe it might be smart to get him up in that locker room a little early. But
a little bit of treatment in him. See what's going
get him
on.
some early treatment. Got a beautiful night, starting to cool off a little bit. Got this orange salmon sky. I think they call that a sailor sky, making that perfect sunset tonight.
And what a venue this is. I mean, the one thing I love about Cumberland Valley is, you know, you have this really good atmosphere, but it's a grass field. And I'm very big on grass fields.
Yeah, I am too.
You know, believe me, I don't have a problem with turf or the synthetic grass, but natural grass fields are pretty cool, and you don't see them as much. So I think that definitely is a playing surface. May not be as fast, but it's still a good surface, and they keep it very well manicured.
Well, coming up, that's the end of the first half, 14-7. Coming right up, our Jack Jim Bombo halftime report, Highmark stats, the Mid-Penn Bank highlights. All of this coming up at halftime. We'll be back after these messages.
Advanced Hoops is offering fall intensity classes, and we're excited because we have a lot of cutting-edge drills that we're adding to the training format this year. They're going to help players get ready for the season.
What you're going to see is a triangle dribbling series in which I'm going to be going through 3 cones. I'm starting at the top, double crossover between the legs, and then speed dribble. The cones are closely together because you're going to work on footwork and combination drills all at the same time. The second drill, as you're going to see, we're going to go a crossover and then behind the back, staying low, focusing on staying low, and acceleration after the second cone.
This next drill you're going to see is our defensive alternating hands drill, which allows the players to move from side to side while switching hands with a cone, which in a game will simulate you're switching hands to hands and also opening up and changing direction for help side defense.
Every class is going to feature ladder drills. It's the best way to get your feet quicker. Check it out.
The next drill we're going to do is the advanced miking drill. This works on alternating hands on each side of the basket, layups using both feet, both hands, and then also practices the comfort level with the reverse layups on each side. The fall intensity program is going to be awesome. As you can see, there's a lot of cutting edge drills that our coaches are excited to teach. It ranges from ball handling drills to strength, upper, lower body explosion drills, working on layups with opposite hands. You name it, we're going to do it this fall, and we're going to prepare the kids for the season. Kids that do our 10-week fall program, fall intensity will have an advantage. Sign up today.
The Jack Giambalvo family of dealerships. 9 great franchises in 3 locations. Buick GMC, Hyundai, Mazda, Stadler Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, and introducing the all-new Genesis of York. The Giambalvo family of dealerships. Over $25 million in new and pre-owned inventory, with unbeatable service after the sale, too. There's a reason the Giambalvo family has been a part of your community for decades. Find out why. The Jack Giambalvo family of dealerships. 3 great locations. Online at giambalvo.com.
This is an education that focuses on your child's unique interests. It's taking field trips and making friendships. And it's what a modern-day public K-12 education looks like. This is Commonwealth Charter Academy, and this is how schools should work. CCA is an online public school available at no cost to all Pennsylvania families. Learn how Commonwealth Charter Academy can work for your family at ccaeducate.me.
Groff Tractor is your full-line equipment dealer representing Case Construction and many other leading brands, serving the total sales, rentals, parts, and service needs of its customers. Groff Tractor paves the way for your project from start to finish. With 6 locations, Groff Tractor is always nearby your equipment needs. Groff Tractor also offers scheduled maintenance along with 24/7 emergency service. Groff Tractor is your #1 source for everything under construction.
Well, welcome back to our Jack Giambalvo halftime report. Todd McCall, Archie Smith Jr., Jerome Presley, 14-7. Got a really close game. Really, I mean, it's kind of what we wanted. It's what we expected. I've seen some highlights on both sides where, to be honest with you, it's really a dragging down game. But right now, we'll come right back with our Jack Giambalvo halftime report. But first of all,
we are actually going to go to the Cumberland Valley cheerleaders have taken an opportunity to help us team up against hunger in the Central PA Food Bank. And they did their part tonight before the game. The Eagles cheerleaders brought non-perishable food and donated to the Central Pennsylvania Food Bank. The Eagle cheerleaders are joining the giant food fight here in South Central PA. We're asking you at home to consider donating money and time through volunteerism. And most importantly, non-perishable food items to the Central PA Food Bank. Join Giant Foods and the Cumberland Valley Eagle cheerleaders in helping to eradicate hunger in South Central PA. Go to www.centralpafoodbank.org. And we'll come right back with more after these messages.
These past few years have been tough on all of us. You worry about the economy, your job, your savings. You may even have given up on your dream of owning your own home. But don't give up just yet. We're PHFA. We help people realize their dreams of owning their own home with features like competitive interest rates, down payment and closing cost assistance, and even free home ownership counseling. PHFA can make your dream of home ownership finally come true. Find us on the web or call us to find out how.
I'm Brian Hudson, and we're PHFA. Welcome home.
Here's the deal. Toddlers are expensive.
Strawberries.
Especially ones with opinions. Today, she loves strawberries. Tomorrow, it's apples. But at Giant, I can get everything from strawberries to apples to,
kiwi.
To kiwi, without taking a bite out of my budget. Where'd you learn kiwi?
Everything you need at prices you'll love. That's a combination you'll only find at Giant.
Save big on sweet blueberries or blackberries. This week, buy one, get one free.
Well, welcome back to Cumberland Valley and Chapman Field. We're going to take an opportunity to look at our Mid-Penn Bank first half highlights. Cumberland Valley, Coatesville up 14-7. Let's take a look at how this unfolded. Right from the get-go, Cumberland Valley puts a 60, 70-yard drive together, capped off by a Suave touchdown from 1 yard out, and they go up 7-0. That was set up by a 70-yard run by Walker, and then right back at him, Ortega. Honestly doing what he does, just getting the ball in some of those quick and 70 yards. Burgess goes down the sideline to tie it up. And one more time at it, makes one guy miss, two misses, down the sideline. You're not going to catch him. Look at the separation out of Burgess. And that will tie the game up at 7. And it was everything we wanted. And then this right here, backed up, their own 20. Going to Villanova. Dupree Bryant down the sideline, across the 40. Uh-oh, right here. Nope. Stiff arm, touchdown, and just like that, 68 yards down the sideline, and it's 14-7. And that was a big play, a gutsy call. As Archie talks about, that's Cumberland on the riverboat. And I'm telling you what, total yards here, if you take a look at it, guys, look how even this game is matched. 140, 136. Rushing yards, that's the difference. Cumberland Valley's going to not put it up in air very often, 136-61. Penalties, considering what we saw a couple weeks ago, 4 penalties, teams are tightening up a little bit better. 6 first downs apiece, passing yard, 79. Cumberland Valley netted a 0 passing yard. Archie.
Well, where you see that 0 passing yards come from is the sacks that Coatesville is getting back there.
Right.
I mean, Cumberland Valley has had some good passes down there, but they're getting negated by Coatesville pressure. And like one thing that I've seen from Dupree, he muffed the punt. Then he came right back on special teams and made up for it. Yeah. So it's one thing that we always talk about, and people at home, you always hear me talk about 3 phases of the game: offense, defense, and number 1, special teams.
And you know what? Special teams, offense and defense, 14-7. This game's anybody's ball game right now. But, I mean, if you're going inside the second half, Jerome, down 14-7, I want to go to that Eagle locker room, and you're going to talk about a few things. I think they have an opportunity to put the ball in the air a little bit. Are you going to try this?
Well, I mean, the first thing about putting the ball in the air is you have to have time to throw the ball. And I think if there's one thing you want to do in halftime is get that offensive line together and find out where this pressure is coming from. And you may have to adjust your blocking assignments to account for it. But right now, you can't put the ball in there if you don't have time.
Right.
Both defenses have showed up today. I mean, if you, other than what Dupree Bryant did, Coatesville's offense haven't been too good either. Ricky Ortega's situation with the injury has totally changed what the offense can do because he's been deadly with his feet.
Yeah.
He's not deadly with his feet right now, and that offensive line is getting whooped as well. He's not having much time either. So, again, both offensive lines got to be addressed to protect their quarterbacks.
Well, I think that's just good analogies on both sides. I mean, 14-7, must-win situation. I don't know if you really have to say everybody wants to win every game,
Right.
but if you're Cumberland Valley, this is a great game to have at 2-0. If you're Coatesville, you go down 0-2 in the season. Now you're talking a different type of season, aren't you?
If I'm Ricky Ortega right now, I'm looking at my coach, who is my dad, and I'm saying, Dad, you're the coach. Coach, I know you're my dad, but I'm not coming out of this game.
That's right. Injury or not, I'm not coming out of the game. Hey, this is our halftime report. We're really happy to be here at Cumberland Valley. Chapman Field, 14-7. We'll come right back with more on our halftime after this message.
This is an education that focuses on your child's unique interests. It's taking field trips and making friendships. And it's what a modern-day public K-12 education looks like. This is Commonwealth Charter Academy, and this is how schools should work. CCA is an online public school available at no cost to all Pennsylvania families. Learn how Commonwealth Charter Academy can work for your family at ccaeducate.me.
The Jack Giambavo family of dealerships. 9 great franchises in 3 locations. Buick GMC, Hyundai, Mazda, Stadler Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, and introducing the all-new Genesis of York. The Giambavo family of dealerships. Over $25 million in new and pre-owned inventory, with unbeatable service after the sale, too. There's a reason the Giambavo family has been a part of your community for decades. Find out why. The Jack Giambavo family of dealerships. 3 great locations. Online at giambavo.com.
I got the phone call that every parent dreads. Our beautiful 19-year-old daughter Peyton had died. Sudden cardiac arrest had ended her precious young life. This #1 killer of student athletes and leading cause of death on school campuses attacked our family. Many heart conditions that can lead to sudden cardiac arrest aren't found during routine physicals. That's why the Peyton Walker Foundation provides free heart screenings for teens. Help prevent sudden cardiac arrest in your family. Visit PeytonWalker.org.
As a trusted local community bank, Mid-Penn Bank offers options for families including simple free checking, a young savers account, great rates on CD and money market, and an array of financing options including mortgages and home equity loans. Stop in at Mid-Penn Bank branch near you or visit midpennbank.com. High School Sports Live is proud to sponsor the Giant Food Fight this year in partnership with Giant Foods to support the Central PA Food Bank. To find out how you can support the Central PA Food Bank, volunteer or donate non-perishable food items, please go to www.centralpafoodbank.org.
These past few years have been tough on all of us. You worry about the economy, your job, your savings. You may even have given up on your dream of owning your own home. But don't give up just yet. We're PHFA. We help people realize their dreams of owning their own home with features like competitive interest rates, down payment and closing cost assistance, and even free home ownership counseling. PHFA can make your dream of home ownership finally come true. Find us on the web or call us to find out how.
I'm Brian Hudson, and we're PHFA. Welcome home.
You just went. Here's the deal. Road trips can get pricey. At rest stops alone, there's lunch, snacks, gas. So instead, I go to Giant and get bonus buy savings on everything we need to stay on the road.
I forgot my retainer.
If we ever leave.
Everything you need at prices you'll love. Only at Giant.
Our brand boneless, skinless chicken breasts. This week, $1.69 per pound.
Hi, this is Charlie Fortney. I'm with the Capital Region Insurance Agency and AT&T Student Athlete Spotlight, and I have a special guest with me, Dr. Brian Bixler. He's not only OSS Health sports doctor and orthopedic, but you're the Cumberland Valley team physician. You've been doing this for several years. I bet you enjoy that job working with the young people.
It's a lot of fun. Friday nights are a lot of fun.
You played Maryland football, so going from Maryland football in your day to high school football, some people would say, well, that's a step down, but you've been looking at this, working with so many of the athletes. I bet your comfort level is probably in the high school realm at this point.
I spend all my time at high school football games. Yes.
There's a young man that we're focused on tonight. His name is Michael Swat. It's a senior at Cumberland Valley who's overcome great odds, Dr. Bixler, but And I'm going to let you talk about Michael Swat. He had a traumatic brain injury last year, and he's now supporting his team on the sideline. Talk about Brian and the brain injury that he sustained.
So he has something called a Chiari malformation. So there's the base of your skull, there's an opening called the foramen magnum.
Yeah.
And that's where the brain meets the spinal cord. And sometimes that area is too narrow, the opening's too narrow, and it sort of squeezes the bottom of the brain called the cerebellum down to the spinal column.
Wow. So Brian overcame this, was able to get back running, get back in. Talking to mom today, she says he was interested in playing football and he even started the first couple of days, but just kept having some headaches. Approached the coach and said, can I be a coach? Can I be a... And they welcomed him with open arms. So what have you seen on the sideline with Michael Swat and how he supports his teammates?
Well, the problem was he had to have surgery to sort of relieve that opening by taking away a part of the base of the skull. So there was a question whether it was safe for him to come back and play or not.
Back, right.
So I think he made a very, very brave decision and a good decision to not come back and play. And so he's been amazing on the sidelines. I told his mom, well, the first time I saw him, I saw how badly he wanted to be out there. I said I sort of just wanted to hug the guy. But it embarrassed him in front of all of his fellow teammates. But he's been amazing. He's sort of like a coach on the sidelines. I can tell that the players really look up to him for the decision he made.
When I've gotten to know the family over the years, I know Michael, and so I'm just proud of Michael. High School Sports Live, we're proud of him. I know Coach and I talked to the athletic director assistant today about just what he means to the program. Kids like that who just want to be a part of the team, whether they can put on a uniform or not. And that makes Cumberland Valley Eagle football and high school football special.
Well, he's the first person to congratulate someone when they come off the field for a good play and the first person to bring them up when they've done something wrong. So he's been amazing to watch.
Well, that concludes the Capital Region Insurance Agency and AT&T Student Athlete Spotlight. We got great football ahead of you coming back. Coatesville, Cumberland Valley Eagles, 14-7. It's going to be a big one in the second half.
This month only, the heat is on at Hoffman Ford. We must sell 100 new Fords, so we're turning up the heat with our biggest savings ever. New 2019 Ford F-150 XLT, not $10,000 off, up to $13,500 off MSRP or 0% financing for 72 months, and up to $7,000 off MSRP. Over 50 in stock. Don't go anywhere else because
Hoffman has it.
Hoffman Ford in Harrisburg.
Hoffman Ford, just what you're looking for. Hoffman has it.
These past few years have been tough on all of us. You worry about the economy, your job, your savings. You may even have given up on your dream of owning your own home. But don't give up just yet. We're PHFA. We help people realize their dreams of owning their own home with features like competitive interest rates, down payment and closing cost assistance, and even free homeownership counseling. PHFA can make your dream of homeownership finally come true. Find us on the web or call us to find out how.
I'm Brian Hudson, and we're PHFA. Welcome home.
This year, High School Sports Live is partnering with Capital Region Insurance Agency and AT&T to bring awareness to distracted driving. Each game will feature the Capital Region Insurance Agency and AT&T student section and ask students to consider Capital Region's challenge to young drivers that a text or a call can wreck it all. AT&T is challenging students to join millions who have taken the pledge to drive distraction-free as part of It Can Wait campaign. To learn more, visit itcanwait.com. Advanced Hoops is running fall intensity training classes in South Central PA as players from all over the Mid-State will travel to train with Advanced Hoops. Go to advancedhoops.com to see that each age group has a chance for players to compete 5-on-5 in competition classes. We have a great opportunity for players to improve their shooting with Charlie starting next Thursday night. Charlie's shooting will go for 8 weeks, and players can participate and they'll be transformed to be prepared for the season. Go to www.advancedhoops.com. High School Sports Live is proud to sponsor the Giant Food Fight this year in partnership with Giant Foods to support the Central PA Food Bank. To find out how you can support the Central PA Food Bank, volunteer or donate non-perishable food items, please go to www.centralpafoodbank.org. As a trusted local community bank, Mid-Penn Bank offers options for families including simple free checking, a young savers account, great rates on CD and money market, an array of financing options including mortgages and home equity loans. Stop in at Mid-Penn Bank branch near you or visit midpennbank.com.
This month only, the heat is on at Hoffman Ford. We must sell 100 new Fords, so we're turning up the heat with our biggest savings ever. New 2019 Ford F-150 XLT, not $10,000 off, up to $13,500 off MSRP or 0% financing for 72 months and up to $7,000 off MSRP. Over 50 in stock. Don't go anywhere else because
Hoffman has it.
Hoffman Ford in Harrisburg.
Hoffman Ford, just what you're looking for. Hoffman has it.
You just went. Here's the deal. Road trips can get pricey. At rest stops alone, there's lunch, snacks, gas. So instead, I go to Giant and get bonus buy savings on everything we need to stay on the road.
I forgot my retainer.
If we ever leave.
Everything you need at prices you'll love. Only at Giant.
Our brand boneless, skinless chicken breasts. This week, $1.69 per pound.
I got the phone call that every parent dreads. Our beautiful 19-year-old daughter Peyton had died. Sudden cardiac arrest had ended her precious young life. This #1 killer of student athletes and leading cause of death on school campuses attacked our family. Many heart conditions that can lead to sudden cardiac arrest aren't found during routine physicals. That's why the Peyton Walker Foundation provides free heart screenings for teens. Help prevent sudden cardiac arrest in your family. Visit PeytonWalker.org.
Welcome back to full Chapman Field. Todd McCall, Archie Smith Jr., Jerome Presley. Crowd is starting to pick up 14-7. Coatesville on top. But this Cumberland Valley crowd, they've got so many things going on tonight. They got the gold out tonight for the mini-thon. They've got some Hawaiian shirts. We got a Hawaiian night going on. Beautiful sky, cool weather. Starting to feel a little bit, even though we're still in the summer months, it's starting to feel a little bit fall-like tonight. I'm getting a little chilly up here. But having said that, 14-7, we got a great game. Cumberland Valley will have the ball here in the second half. And, momentum shifted greatly on the Coatesville side on the end of that second quarter.
Right.
And we'll see what we're entitled to here.
Well, again, it's been the defenses that have been the stars of the show right now. I mean, there's been a couple offensive plays on both sides, but for the most part, each defense has done a good job. Offensive yardage and touchdowns and points have come it's been hard for both teams in the first half. Let's see which team has made the adjustments in the second half to see if they can successfully move the ball, and keep an eye on quarterback Ricky Ortega, and let's see how he comes out as far as his injury is concerned.
Yeah, how that injury was and will be. Kind of a sideways ducky type kick, and wow, what a hit. Special teams play by Limper, Patrick Limper coming up. Man, he made quite the hit.
Yeah, Limper, that's a statement.
I'm scratching it. I got to get my name.
He comes right out.
On these stats, and it was high, and I can tell you, you could see a Logan Rampert kind of holding his neck because he got hit high there. But moving on here, third quarter action, 14-7.
Back on the sideline.
And getting the workhorse tonight is Suave that's actually Rogan. Dante Rogan will take the ball. He got the majority of the carries in the first half.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, I think early on from the fullback position, Suave was getting some carries, but Logan pretty much, or Rogan, got most of the carries, and he was a workhorse. I mean, he was getting carry after carry after carry, and they were feeding him. So we'll see how much carries he get in the second half.
2nd and 4. Give again. Well, that's Suave this time. They're going to switch off from Suave to Rogan in that backfield position. Keller, Walker in the first half had a 60-yard touchdown run to open up the game, and it was he beat the guys around the corner.
Yeah, and we haven't really seen him since. Yeah, he hasn't. I mean, I think what happened was Coatesville seemed to adjust, and the carries he did get, they were able to shut it down, and then you didn't see him much anymore. So.
Give to Walker right side, just as we called his name, shy to go across the 39-yard line, shot of 40. Come up to make the tackle is Dupree Bryant.
Now, Dupree Bryant plays on both sides. I'm going to go down to Archie. Archie, I mean, you know, he's been that talented receiver, and sometimes he lines up in the backfield. But, I mean, from the defensive back position, I have not heard where he might play at Villanova, whether it be offense or defense. We'll be back with Archie in a moment.
Well, it all depends. I mean, I think sometimes when you get recruited, the coaches will talk to you about both sides. I mean, when I got recruited, Shippensburg was the same thing. They looked at me, I was a running back, but then they wanted me to be a receiver, but then pretty quickly I was moved to defensive back.
Yeah.
And it just happened real fast. And before long, that's where I was. So, and I loved it, so it was fine.
3rd down and 3. Give to Suave, and Suave is going to be stood up and ripped down by Dupree Bryant. Dupree Bryant is very physical as well, and with that physicality on defense, I don't know. I mean, I think most guys when they go to college, for me personally, if I'm kid, like, first of all, look at this play. He's very physical.
Yeah, and he's strong.
Ground well.
Yeah, and I think again, it's going to be, you know, they're going to look at what players they have coming in. And what happens when he gets in the camp.
What personnel will be best in what situation. 4th and 1. 9:06 to play. 3rd quarter. Give to Walker. Walker getting a block. And he'll pick it up. 1st down, Cumberland Valley.
It, boy, was it barely. And that would have been an interesting situation if they didn't get it. I mean, and that was close. I mean, that was a good defensive play. Good offense, 1 out.
Let's go back down to Archie Smith Jr. on the field. And Archie, we just were discussing Dupree Bryant, his physicality and physicalness on defense, and what you've heard where he might play. But that was a great run, 1st down, Cumberland Valley. But where Dupree Bryant, where you feel like on the Villanova side that you took a guess, where will you see him? We're having technical difficulties here. We'll come back with Archie in a moment. Well, 2nd and 10, 8:19 to play here, 3rd quarter. Let's go down to Archie Smith Jr. on the field. Archie?
One thing that I think, you can see his short stature. To me, I think he is a strong safety, more of a nickel back, but they can be able to use him on the offense in the slot, but definitely he will be a dangerous kick returner or punt returner.
Yeah.
Yep. And that's what I would say. My first thing I would say would probably be corner back, possibly. I'm not sure about his quick twitch quickness to guard receivers. I haven't seen it much. Not because he can't do it, just because I haven't seen it. Slot receiver, definitely, and any kind of returner. Kick return, punt return, but he has to shore up that punt return game. So that's the one thing about college. They'll work on that. I mean, if they want you a punt returner, they're going to have you fielding punts all practice to get you ready for that.
7:20, 3rd and 7 for Cumberland Valley. Big 3rd down. Play action, rolling to his right. Picks up a block on the backside and fires, and it's incomplete. He was going for his big tight end to Anthony Fye, and that will be incomplete. 230 pounds. Look at the size on Fye at 6'2".
And Prophet Shockley on defense, number 11. That was just good coverage downfield, too. I mean, Shockley made a play, and actually Fye had to go to defense to stop that from being picked.
And Jerome, I know you love to keep up on the scores. Let's go inside the scores. We have some big matchups across Central PA today.
Yeah, there are definitely some big matchups. I'll give it to you right after this punt because we've seen excitement on special teams. Let's let it play out first, and I'll give you some scores.
Bryant will field it, but be hit immediately. Good downfield. Keller Walker comes up the halfback and makes a great play on special teams. Jerome?
Okay, the big game, Central Dauphin against Manheim Township. I'll tell you what, that's a good game. We're at 0-0 at the half, so that's a defensive battle. Chambersburg up 7-0 at the half on red line area. Hanover is down 21-13 at the half against Greencastle. This is another interesting one. Bishop McDevitt 2-0 on Middletown right now.
Safety in that game.
So right now, safety in that game. State College is continuing to roll 35-0 against Hollidaysburg. Susquehanna Township looked pretty good against Milton Hershey last week. 14-0 over Huntington. Bearcats, Carlisle and Southwestern 0-0. The Cocoa Bean Bowl, Milton Hershey 14, Hershey 0. So those are some of the scores around the area.
Thank you again, Jerome, bringing those scores to us. 2nd and 10, 6:53 to play. You want to look at this exchange one more time, and I think this is nearly fumbled or as high. Well, he held on to it, but I mean, it's just that exchange between whether you keep it or giving it.
Well, you have the running back and the quarterback too close to each other.
Yeah.
And typically that'll go to the running back. As you got to know where you are. The one thing about it is, would that be different without Ortega's injury?
Ortega pumps, looks downfield, fires. It's complete to Bryant. Bryant makes one to miss. Cross the 50. And oh my goodness, separation. Here we go. Touchdown, Coatesville. Just like that.
Archie, we talked about adjustments. We talked about offensive line adjustments. Every time that Ricky Ortega was fading back to pass in the first half, with the exception of that touchdown, he had pressure.
Well,
what happened on that play?
Hey, another thing. What was the first play? What was the first play? It was a 10-yard stop route.
Yep.
They got him on the stop and go, and Ricky Ortega drops a dime on the rope, and there's one move, and that acceleration right there, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to see on the next level.
And you saw the time that was given for Ortega. So Coatesville made the adjustment in the locker room about offensive line assignments, and you saw the difference. No pressure in his face.
The hold, the point after is up, but it's good. 21-7 Coatesville, 82-yard pass, 21-7.
Under a new state law, all electronics must be recycled.
Welcome to the Dauphin County Recycling Center, where recycling is quick, easy, and free.
You may recycle appliances or even cell phones.
We're open 6 days a week, and recycling is as easy as 1, 2, 3.
Contact our helpful staff at the Recycling Center or visit our website for more information.
Help us protect our planet, because tomorrow does matter.
Welcome back to Chapman Field. Coatesville up 21-7. And here's the drive. 2 plays, 80 yards. It was an 82-yard pass hookup from Ortega to his future college mate. Well, it's set up by that right there. Up the middle, stuffed, nowhere to go. Next play, right back at you. Boom. 80 yards down. Makes one miss. Down the sideline, goes to Bryant. You're not going to catch him. 80-yard touchdown. 2 plays, 82 yards, 48 seconds total, and just like that.
And that play may be one of the reasons why Bryant plays offense, because his quarterback is coming with him. And when you have 2 guys that have been together for so long with that chemistry at the next level, you may want to have them together at the next level.
I would agree. All right, across the 25-yard line, just shy of the 28-29 is, I'm going to tell you, Logan Ramper's been a workhorse tonight. He's doing about everything, playing a little defense, a little offense, special teams. And Cumberland Valley have the ball down 14 now, and this is starting to get a little bit dangerous for them, because when they get behind, Archie, you can comment on it, Jerome can comment on it. When you're running that wing tee and you're behind and you're not putting the ball up in the air, they had 0 net yards in the first half. Jerome mentions they had no yards passing last year. So 0 passing in first half. 2 weeks ago, excuse me. So Archie, I'm coming down to you. This is dangerous territory down 14.
Well, also, the thing about Cumberland Valley, they are controlling the line, and Jerome can attest to this. I was a wing T quarterback and a wing T receiver, and we used to be down, but if you stay with your philosophy, you stay with your scheme, I actually think they can wear Coatesville down by the time this game gets in the fourth quarter, and actually can make it be tight. But if they do not get anything going, it can be in Coatesville hands, guys.
Especially scoring. If they can score, they're only down 1 touchdown. They don't have to abandon anything.
True.
I
don't.
think that's the situation. The problem is, if they don't score and Coatesville begin to extend the game, then it forces them into what they don't like to do.
Not much up the middle. Man, that defense is getting extremely stingy now. Seagraves on the initial hit for Coatesville.
And Lop as well, Nasir
Lop as well, yep.
I mean, again, they've pretty much shut down that middle track with the fullback. I mean, that's not getting you anything. And so right now, Cumberland Valley can keep what they're doing. I think they haven't had as much luck passing the ball because they haven't had time. So let's see if they can adjust to that if they need to.
Cumberland Valley down 14, 5 minutes in the third quarter. Give to Rogan. Rogan ripped down, and we've called this man's name a lot. Alik Buchanan at 6'2", 230 coming up to make the tackle. He's a senior. Time just ticking away here with this running game.
That's what it does, and that's one of the problems with the wing T. If you keep running it without breaking out passes, it kills clock. So you start to fight against not just the team across from you. You start to fight against the clock as well.
The 4:58 to play. Shotgun. Almost. Somehow lands in a very strange way. Back in the hands of Tim Kissinger. I mean, that could have gone the other way for a pick six.
Yeah, that was a disaster.
The ball bounced around. It was wrong from the get-go, and it goes back into Tim Kissinger's hands. And first of all, take a look at it. Pumps, looks, time, throws, almost intercepted there. Floats, somehow Kissinger gets it. It went through 3 Coatesville hands.
Yeah, I mean, that was just.
That's lucky is what you call that.
Seagreaves had it. I mean, and an interception there would have been deadly.
And the ball coming back to Coatesville, and man, it's going to take a friendly bounce for Coatesville. And Coatesville's going to have great field position with Ortega and group coming back onto the field with momentum shift since the end of the second quarter. And it's gotten pretty quiet here at Chapman Field for Cumberland Valley, for the crowd and all. But, man.
Ortega is just, with time, this kid is going to pick you apart. And let's see, will they come out passing the ball again? You see Dupree Bryant in the backfield. They like to run Dupree Bryant from the backfield as well, and he's doing it everywhere.
Option, don't you?
Right now, if he can get he may score on all 3 phases of the game.
That was a little delayed, almost counter delayed in a way when you take a look at that. Archie, I like Dupree Bryant in the backfield, up 14 in good field position. Your thoughts on this? This is something they can ride him as a workhorse in the backfield as well.
Well, one thing, when you have a great player, you have a dynamic player, you have to account for him. Cumberland Valley has to account for him. They have to know where he is at all time. If he's at receiver, if he's at quarterback, if he's at running back, you have to account for number 2, Dupree Bryant, because he is very explosive.
So Ortega on the night right now is 6 for 10 for 161 yards with 2 TDs, and he's going to go field. Finds Bryant across the 40. Bryant will be ripped down by a host of red jerseys, and a great pickup and a first down for Coatesville. Putting one on the board right now is dangerous for the Eagles.
Well, here you go. We know it's going to number 2. Cumberland Valley knows it's going to number 2. The fans know it's going to number 2.
Right.
But yet they can't stop number 2. Right now, these 2 are in a zone. Dupree Bryant is calling for the ball. He's wanting the ball, and he's showing everybody why he should have the ball. And Cumberland Valley has to figure out a way to stop this. And right now, Coatesville has this game right where they want it.
Shotgun formation with twins out to the right, single receiver left, and that's Ortega. Play action, keeping it. He had what he wanted. Great coverage by Walker, and I don't know that Walker knew the ball was coming that side. Dupree Bryant, had he caught that, he makes one. Walker's got his back turned to him.
Yeah, that was an interesting play, and I'm not sure if it was a wheel route or, I got to see the replay.
It looked like it was set up as a wheel route.
It was a late route by Dupree Bryant, and I didn't see exactly where it came from, but if this was more on the money, it was good coverage downfield, but again, Cumberland Valley has to stop them here. They cannot let Coatesville score here, because right then that really will take you out. You'll be down 3 scores. That's going to be very hard to come back from.
And it goes to Reason, DeMonte Reason across the 30. Let's look at Bryant's numbers tonight. He has 5 catches for 107 yards and a TD.
And he has that huge punt return. Or that punt for a TD too. So he's doing it in multiple ways against Cumberland Valley. Big third down right here. And who knows? I mean, because of the field position situation, they may do 4 downs and go for it on 4th down.
It's 3rd and 4. Shotgun for Ortega. Give left side. That's McLean Jackson. And he's ripped down by Peter Acosta.
It gets 4 down territory for Coatesville. They're going to go for it here.
Yeah, definitely.
4th and 4. You know, if you don't get it, you're thinking it's, you know, you're still in Cumberland Valley's side. Your defense is playing really good football right now. But if you do, you get to take this down. It's already 1:33 and counting in the 3rd quarter. So the quarter is almost over, and you're up 2 touchdowns.
So we're going to have a timeout. Looks like Coatesville is going to take some time to talk about this. That'll be their first of the half. We'll be right back after these messages.
The Jack Giambalvo family of dealerships. 9 great franchises in 3 locations. Buick GMC, Hyundai, Mazda, Stadler Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, and introducing the all-new Genesis of York. The Giambalvo family of dealerships. Over $25 million in new and pre-owned inventory. With unbeatable service after the sale, too. There's a reason the Giambalvo family has been a part of your community for decades. Find out why. The Jack Giambalvo family of dealerships. 3 great locations. Online at giambalvo.com.
Welcome back. 4th down for the Coatesville Red Raiders. Twins to the right. McLean Jackson's a single receiver back. On that side of Bryant, overthrows him, incomplete. Cumberland Valley will take over on downs, and they get the stop they need to get the ball back down 21-7. Coatesville was knocking on the door. This is a big stop for Cumberland Valley and the Eagles.
And to me, that's a surprise play call right there. I mean, that had danger all over it. I mean, it looks like a backwards pass that could go awry. It could end up being a turnover. I mean, there were so many things going wrong with that, and all you needed really was 4 yards. So, you know, that's one of those situations that they're not going to get the first down on it. But
I definitely agree with you, Ron. Coatesville had the pressure on Cumberland Valley right there, and they kind of took their feet off the gas right there, guys.
You're right. Twins split out now for Cumberland Valley. 2 backs. Give to Walker. Walker's going to be ripped down and pushed down by Frank Johnson. And there's a penalty down. Also coming up to make the stop, too, is John Meeks. We got a face mask going against Coatesville. That'd be a little bit of help for Cumberland Valley in this drive.
Well, again, you don't want to give Cumberland Valley anything, and that's a big penalty for Cumberland Valley. So they're moving the ball.
Well, your kind of was close, almost putting a nail in a coffin there if you put another one in. And now Cumberland Valley crossed midfield, crossed the 50-yard line after a face mask call. 1st and 10.
And again, 1 score, you're back in the game.
Kovic to Walker. Walker makes 1 miss, picks up some good yardage, just shy of the first down. Pick up 9 on the play. And just like that, the 3rd quarter is under 40 seconds.
And Alex Kovac, I mean, he can throw the ball. I mean, he's shown that with time. The key is he needs time. And you saw right there, there was no pressure in his face. They got that tight end out in this flat again, wide open pretty much. So that's a good play for them. They came back and circled it.
And 2nd and 2. And nowhere to go for Rogan. What a great play. I mean, man, coming up and making it was John Meeks again. We call John's name now. He's limping off as he's going out. John Meeks is a nice player.
Yeah, and I mean, that was a brilliant play. Good penetration. He just comes through the line, beats the defense and just comes up, makes a play in the backfield. And that's what you want from your offensive lineman. Get low get fast, get in the backfield.
Well, that's going to be the end. We'll be right back after these messages. Fourth quarter coming up.
This month only, the heat is on at Hoffman Ford. We must sell 100 new Fords, so we're turning up the heat with our biggest savings ever. New 2019 Ford F-150 XLT, not $10,000 off, up to $13,500 off MSRP or 0% financing for 72 months and up to $7,000 off MSRP. Over 50 in stock. Don't go anywhere else because
Hoffman has it.
Hoffman Ford in Harrisburg.
Hoffman Ford, just what you're looking for. Hoffman has it.
These past few years have been tough on all of us. You worry about the economy, your job, your savings. You may even have given up on your dream of owning your own home. But don't give up just yet. We're PHFA. We help people realize their dreams of owning their own home with features like competitive interest rates, down payment and closing cost assistance, and even free home ownership counseling. PHFA can make your dream of home ownership finally come true. Find us on the web or call us to find out how.
I'm Brian Hudson, and we're PHFA. Welcome home.
Welcome back. Fourth quarter action at Chapman Field, 21-7. Coatesville up on top. Be a 3rd and 5 for Cumberland Valley and a big 3rd and 5. Now, when we go inside the trenches here today in the yardage, I mean, total yards, Coatesville 234, CB 163 and 3/4. And look at that, nothing to be found.
And you can tell the fans were not liking that call. They're thinking 3rd and 5. I mean, you got to have, you know, they want to see a different play than that. They went right ahead. Coatesville bottles it up. Look at that penetration from the defensive line. They're able to get in the backfield and basically hold their position and wait for the running back to come to them. So there you go. That was just a good defensive player. Now you're 4th down. Big play for Cumberland Valley. They need to get this, keep this offense going and get some yards. They have to get in the end zone here to try to bring this game back into focus for them.
Total yards 234 again for Coatesville, CB 163. Back to pass with time on 4th and 5. Backside pressure. They'll take over on downs. Coatesville. What a play by Prophet Shockley.
And that was the delayed blitz by Shockley coming off the edge. And you said it. With time until it wasn't. And it was like instantly it changed. And when you have a sprinter coming off the edge, he made up so much ground on Kovac that he didn't even have time. He didn't even see him before, and then he gets sacked.
I mean, you see it right here. 1, Mississippi. 2, Mississippi.
Has time until
3,
he
Mississippi. Speed. 4, bang. Down like that. Chased him down backside. Prophet Shockley.
And when Shockley, when he committed to coming, the speed distance was just there. He covered ground so fast that, you know, that's what you want when you have a blitz in any kind. You want to lick your chops.
All right, we got a timeout with Coatesville. We'll be right back with more. 21-7.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent is Capital Region Insurance Agency, 717-731-1142.
Erie Insurance.
Welcome back. Look at that. I just love when we get that opportunity to show that student section. They have come out tonight here at Cumberland Valley, one of the best of the year, if not the best of the year, and they're doing their thing.
That's what it's all about, man. When it comes down to it, it's about the kids. So that's great to see.
Give to 32, Brandon Huggins. Taken down just shy of the 40. When you look at passing yards, CV is -5 on the game, 183 for Coatesville, -5. So when you got Booz on 3rd and 5, let's go down to Archie Smith Jr. -5 passing yards tonight for Cumberland Valley. And you heard the Boo Birds come out on that last push up the middle for Cumberland Valley in that 3rd down. Arch?
Well, as you can see, man, that play had been working for them all night. They've been getting 4 to 5 yards off of that. But as you can see, Coatesville has pinned their ears back and been waiting on that, guys.
Oh, Bryant stays on his feet across the 30. Boy, tonight he has brought his A game, has he not?
And he's in that zone. Anybody that has played football, whether you're offense or defense, and you get into that zone of being and feeling invincible, and that you just say, you know what, give me the ball, or if I'm on defense, I'm going to take the ball. And you get into that zone and you get into that mindset, and it starts to click. And your body works with your mind works with your body, and before long you're moving faster than you ever moved, quicker, and the other team just can't stop you. And when you get that feeling, it's hard to stop when somebody gets that.
That's right. 1st and 10. Fourth quarter. 21-7 Coatesville knocking on the door. And that graphic on your screen is accurate. Cumberland Valley -5 passing yards, Coatesville 183.
And I think what quarterback's been sacked five times. And that's the story of the passing situation. Cumberland Valley, when they do go to throw, can't get it off because of the pressure. So that's putting them behind in the passing down, so they keep getting sacked.
Bryant has 127 yards on the receiving side of things, 2nd and 8. And he is, double move, touchdown Coatesville. Set him up like you would not believe. I'm just going to go down to Archie and let Archie call. Archie, that play was set up from the get-go. One pump, double move, touchdown.
As you can see, it was the same play from the previous drive that went for 82 yards. As Dupree Bryant called a 10-yard route, he was tackled. They came back with the same play. It went for 82 yards. This time, as the play before, 10-yard route, probably more than 10 yards, came right back with the same thing, get the DB to come up. Ricky Ortega drops another dime in, guys.
And if you're not going to get pressure on Ortega, that's all day. I mean, if you cannot get pressure, and as you can see, they have shored up the offensive line. And they're just giving Ortega hasn't been touched since the first half.
We're gonna go to break. We'll be right back with more after these messages.
This month only, the heat is on at Hoffman Ford. We must sell 100 new Fords, so we're turning up the heat with our biggest savings ever. New 2019 Ford F-150 XLT, not $10,000 off, up to $13,500 off MSRP or 0% financing for 72 months, and up to $7,000 off MSRP. Over 50 in stock. Don't go anywhere else because
Hoffman has it.
Hoffman Ford in Harrisburg.
Hoffman Ford, just what you're looking for. Hoffman has it.
This is an education that focuses.
Let's take an opportunity to look at that last drive from Coatesville. I mean, this is CV, and Coatesville literally comes up with a stop they want, and it's 28-7.
And again, I mean, Dupree Bryant is in a zone right now. And what that looks like is, it doesn't matter who's in front of him.
Right.
The best player on Cumberland Valley's team can defend him, and he's thinking it doesn't matter who you cover me with. Maybe one person, 2 people, 3 people. I'm getting this touchdown, and you can see him play that way. That's where he is. And again, Ortega is putting, like Archie said, on a dime.
On a dime.
On a dime. He's not being touched, and he's putting it on a dime, and that's all that pressure in the first half. Yeah. You're seeing none in the second half.
Right. 28-7, and this is exactly what Coatesville wanted with that week off last week with the loss at home. Up 3 touchdowns at Cumberland Valley, and Cumberland Valley really needs to get something in this drive. They need to come on and
That's impressive because it looks like someone makes a mistake, it's over.
I would take somebody's head off with that trombone if that was me. I could not do that. Let's give the band a lot of credit. That last drive, 4 plays, 47 yards for 55 seconds. That's all it took. Man, if you do not practice or show up to practice, somebody's going home with a concussion.
I just wondered if
we'll try that next week.
No,
right?
I'm not trying that. There's no reason for me to try that at all. I think that was amazing to see. I was a trombone player at some point in my life.
No, you
I
weren't.
would
Were
never
you
do
really?
that. Oh yeah, I was. Yeah. Oh man, I love that instrument.
What didn't
it's
you
amazing.
do?
It's amazing. But
So-
I wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
So that wasn't happening.
I learn something brand new every week about you, Jerome.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
Trombone player. I used to do tumbling and backflips and stuff.
Maybe next week you'll bring that thing. We'll tune in and let you get down there with the band. Anyway, 28-7 this week. 2nd and 3 for Cumberland Valley.
So you were a football player.
I was.
That's something new. For a minute.
Oh boy. Anyway, give to Gabriel Hayes. Hayes right side, twisted up a bit, and then taken down. Is that Bryant coming up a little slow there? Looks like he's okay.
So again, I mean, you see Cumberland Valley. I mean, they. I'm not saying they're packing it in, but they're still true to what they do. They're running the ball, and it's hard to when you're down 3 scores.
To
come up with something in this offense to get something big when your running game is shut down, and that's the one problem with the wing T. You have to be able to throw the ball if you can't run the ball, and they haven't been able to necessarily run it effectively. Coatesville's done a good job defensively.
Give to Haynes. Haynes cutting across the 40. Where's this kid been? Across the 50 and the 45. Wait a minute. I got to ask this question. Where's Gabriel Hayes been?
Well, not sure where he's been, but I thought there was a possible hold there.
Okay.
Not to take anything away from him because he made a good run, but man, it did look like something was there. Look on this play. Right there on 54. I kind of thought there was something there, but hey, it wasn't called, so I guess it's not. And let's give this man some props because that was a good run.
Here's what I like. He squared his shoulders. He had his eyes up. He was looking to make moves from the get-go across the 40. And that is Logan Ramper, who has had a workhorse type night. He's playing all aspects of the game: offense, defense, special teams. You know what? Cumberland throws a good ball.
Oh, yeah. I think he's an effective
not sure why they're
quarterback.
not putting up more.
Well, because they keep getting sacked. They've tried.
It's true. We've talked about that.
They've
Second
sacked
one.
5 times.
Give to Hayes. Hayes. Oh, he found a way to get out of that. I'm not sure. Man, he looked like they're going to have him deep in the backfield, but Angler come up to make the tackle. Archie, I'm kind of interested in number 5, Gabriel Hayes. I mean, he shows us something here a little bit with good eyesight in the running game.
Well, one thing I've been seeing him here. I've been seeing him down here the whole game. But one thing I've been seeing, he's just been sitting on the sideline and doing like all great players do. We just wait on our time. When your number is called, we get in the game, and that's when you have to show the coach that you're able to produce when your number is called.
All right, Arch, thank you. 3rd down and 1. Full house. Given to the big guy. Brogan across the 30, picks up the 1st down.
And with Delano out, basically you go back to your depth chart. So, you're seeing, another running back in Gabriel Haynes being able to come in the game, late in the game, and kind of give Cumberland Valley something. And,
Right.
and again, they're trying to do something at 7:34. They're playing against the clock. They're down 3 scores. So at this point, you score and you try to do something to get the ball back.
Prophet Chocolate came up to make that tackle. Give. Walker left side. Walker with the hole. Walker crossing the 20. Shy of the 15. Down to the 16. In the red zone for Cumberland Valley.
And see, this is the one thing, and I think Archie kind of said something about this before. They could they run, wear down Coatesville. Coatesville scores, and you see the defense kind of let up a little bit, because they were so ferocious for most of the game, and now they're kind of like, we got that touchdown, the game is over. My thing is, no, it's not. You better keep playing because Cumberland Valley put one on you, and they'll try to get the ball back on you, so you got to stiffen up again.
Brogan head down. Drilling. Look who comes up to drag him down, Frank Johnson. Boy, we've called Frank's name a lot. There's some collisions happening tonight in this football game. I'm telling you, this guy's hitting. And that coming up slow is Bartholomew Connor.
Hey, guys, one thing that and Jerome can know, in order to have a dynamic wing T, you need that dynamic receiver on the outside. And Cumberland Valley is known for having that. As we know, the years before, they had a guy by the name of Charlie Catcher out here that made that offense go.
He sure did. I mean, one thing, you could just throw it up to catcher, and he was going to go get it. I mean, that's the one thing about him. He played so above the rim when he caught the ball.
And there's Gabriel Hayes again. Looked like he was going to be taken down in the backfield, twisted, spun, and made something out of nothing. Take a look at this again now. Here we go. Got him, right? Whoop. Nope. Up the middle.
He's a good-sized kid. Yeah, he's a good-sized kid.
He's physical.
And again, he's somebody that they can work into this offense as the season goes on to give you a nice change of pace back there. So
he's a junior, and he's listed at 185 pounds at 6'1". Third and 7 for Cumberland Valley. Give to Walker. Walker left side. Not much. Initially hit by Engler. Fourth and 7, call it.
Barthmeyer is another one we've called a lot today. He's
tough.
had a good game.
Barthmeyer gets after it. Connor's had a great game. He's 6 foot 180. He's a senior. 5 minutes to play here.
So we got a big fourth down for Cumberland Valley. Again, they want to try to see if they can get this.
Over the middle, incomplete. He went to Hayes. Broken up on the play, Stewart. So Coatesville will take over on downs.
So again, Coatesville gave up some yards, gave up some plays here and there, but ultimately shut it down.
You know what? It's that time that happens about right now. And you know what it is?
It's the hit parade. And again, this game was worthy of the hit parade from the door. I mean, you see guys getting body slammed out of bounds. You see quarterbacks getting drilled after they threw the ball. Quarterback standing in there, another body slam. Man, what are we talking about here? Oh, get the quarterback. Oh, my goodness. Quarterback's going down again and going down hard. And that's what, I mean, Kovac's like, what are you doing? Some hits coming from the secondary. Then you see Dupree Bryant coming up to take on a fullback and stumps him. And then he gets drilled real quick. But then that made him mad. He got mad after that. So, I think that woke him up a little bit. And then he got mad, started scoring touchdowns all over the place. So,
I grew up in an Appalachian town down in the southern part of Ohio, in the tri-states of West Virginia, Kentucky area. And we used to go to the Demolition Derby. Tonight, after I saw Hit Parade,
man.
Is that not an old Portsmouth, Ohio Demolition Derby that I just saw right there, y'all? I mean, that was some serious hitting. I mean, people do not understand. This game is not for the weak. You must be a warrior to play this game of football. Second and 7, but that's why we love it. Second and 7, 3:57 to play. In control is Coatesville. Right side, 32, Brandon Huggins.
And again, I mean, 3:47. The one good thing that you can say is Ortega in the second half didn't get touched. And he lit it up in the passing game. He didn't have to run the ball. And his guys around him decided, you know what, we're not going to let you get touched.
Oh, yeah.
And they've done such a good job. The coaches, the offensive line, they came up with a way to protect him. And I think that was the difference in the game, because you gave him enough time to start delivering dimes downfield, and before long, he's throwing touchdowns, and that's what you wanted. And again, you got to give hats off to this Coatesville defense.
3rd and 5, and he got a hard snap, and Acosta looks like he jumps offside, number 59, and that's exactly what's going to happen, right? Let's go down to Archie. Archie, I mean, that hard count that time got out, jump off sides, and they were backed up on a 3rd and 5. That was a smart play out of the quarterback.
That was a great play call. As you can see the defense, but, to his defense, he's out there and ready to make a play for his defense right now. He's trying to get his offense back on the field. But there's one thing that I do know about this Cumberland Valley coaching staff. These guys will get back in the lab, and these guys will have this team ready for next week and the weeks to come, guys.
No doubt. And, they're 2-0, and we said this is kind of that crossover game, out of league rivalry. Not a bad game to pick up at home. If you go 2-1, Cumberland Valley's fine where they are. Believe it or not, you want to win the game. Boy, right there, they're not going to stop playing hard. That's the one thing I love about the Cumberland Valley Eagles.
They won't.
Coming up to make that tackle is Tyler Fritz.
Well, here's was my thought about this game. For Coatesville, they needed to do this. They needed to come on the road and get a big win against a quality opponent after what happened at the beginning of the season, and having a week to stew on that.
Yeah.
So for them to come down here and put up 28 points and your defense shut down Cumberland Valley, that's what you wanted. So that's what you had on that side. On the other side, for Cumberland Valley, you have started the season with one more win to equal what you had all of last year. And I think that is big. So for them to come into this game, it would have been big for them to come in here and say, you know what, we can take on Coatesville, take them out. And I think that would have solidified them saying, you know what, we're back.
Right.
I still think they have a question about that because remember, they haven't started Mid-Penn Commonwealth play yet.
Not yet. Not yet.
And we know how that is.
Yeah.
And we know how rugged that is. And this win would have been like, oh, yeah, we know we're ready.
Yeah.
Them losing 28-7 right now, it looks like it may stay that way unless something happens. There's still some uncertainty there if they're all the way back.
Right.
And we won't know that answer to that question until we get a couple of games into the Commonwealth division.
Yeah, and it's time to talk, guys. As you talked about just the division and where we are in this game now, it's time to talk player of the game. And, I mean, I think for me, hands down, I'll go around the horn, is Dupree Bryant. But, you know, guys, I'm always open to what your suggestions are. Archie and Jerome?
Oh, definitely. I mean, you have a guy that just – we talked about this before in the pregame. Who was going to step up? We highlight these guys, and when you highlight these guys, you are the guy that you are the man for your team, and you have to step up and make a play. Dupree Bryant stepped up and made plays for his team tonight. He's seen his quarterback not fully at 100%, so he said, you know what, Ricky, I got you. I'm going to go out here and make plays. The coaches believed in him to make plays, and he remembered, guys. Remember, he was a sophomore 2 years ago when they came here and took a nail bite and lost to this Cumberland Valley team. These guys didn't remember that. They came back in here, and he stepped up and made plays. He has my vote for the night, guys.
And he'll have my vote as well. I think what separated him from me was that fake punt that he took the distance. And then when you add the touchdowns after that, and I think he, like Archie said, his quarterback was gimping around, and he needed help. And they got that offensive line blocking, and he said, you know what, throw it to me, I'm going to get it. And he got it, and that has propelled this team to what looks like is going to be a big victory here on the road to kind of quench that thirst of that loss last week. I mean, 2 weeks ago. I think that puts you right where you need to be for them to start league play in District 1 and get themselves ready to see if they can get a playoff run. Both teams have stuff to work on.
Right.
But Dupree Bryant right now, he's playing good football.
No doubt about it, and that's going to be our player of the game tonight, Mr. Dupree Bryant. Listen, our next broadcast, Central York at Red Line. It's always a good one. Makes for a great game. That will be presented by our sponsor tonight, Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency. So that game will air at 7 o'clock p.m. live. Next Friday, we're down at Red Line looking for a great game there. It's always, again, a good York County matchup.
And we know Central York is, you know, they have a good team down there, well coached. Probably the best uniforms out there. I mean, they look sharp. But one thing I like about them is, you know, we don't know what they did tonight. But after that game against Cumberland Valley, that loss by 1 point, you got the younger Pabula, who's now the quarterback and taking the reins at quarterback for Central York, and he's going to try to grow into his position. He's already getting college looks.
Yeah, oh yeah.
His brother is at Delaware right now, so you know, Central York is always a entertaining team to watch. And to see, one of the things that I get from Central York is they want to infiltrate the Mid-Penn and play Mid-Penn teams in outer conference. They want to play Mid-Penn. Because their thing is, we know that the Mid-Penn's a tough conference, the Commonwealth, and we want to play teams there. So you see them playing them to get them ready for the York League as well.
Right. Winding down here to 30 seconds. And being knocked out of bounds is Eli Somerville on the run and on the carry. And, again, great matchup tonight, another great one next week. I always look so forward to doing. We're privileged to be having the opportunity here on ABC 27 to bring you these great games. Guys, we've been doing it for 11 years together, and man, I tell you, I don't know what I would do without these great Friday night matchups, getting us out of the house, getting us an opportunity to call games with these great kids. Hats off to both sides. There's a flag down, but hats off to both the Coatesville and the Cumberland Valley Eagles staff and teams. playing a class act tonight. Great sportsmanship, playing hard, and they were just physical football game today.
And you know, I really hope that Coatesville and the Mid-Penn, the Harrisburg, Cumberland Valleys can continue. I think that's a nice rivalry there.
Yeah, it is.
For them to come in and play Harrisburg, play Cumberland Valley to start the season, and it hardens your schedule. You know, we'll put it out there. It gives you an added gauntlet to go through before you get back to your own district or your own league. But man, I hope that they can keep those rivalries going between the Mid-Penn, the Coatesville, and the Mid-Penn, as well as what's happening with, like I said, Central York and the Mid-Penn. You know, those teams are coming in. They see the Mid-Penn. They get a lot of pub in the Mid-Penn Commonwealth. So that's a good thing.
Well, Rogan not willing to quit tonight. Look at this rugged run, pushing, shoving, crossing the 20-yard line, and still staying on his feet, taking a host of Cumberland or Coatesville Red Raiders to pull him out, and then he gets up with great sportsmanship and picks up the defender. Tonight, inside the numbers, Coatesville was 368 total yards. Ortega, guys, was 10 for 15 for 225 yards and 3 touchdowns. That's more like what we do. And, guys, listen, that's going to put him at, you know, all 8,000 yards. You know, guys, that is quite the numbers. He's set for a 10,000-yard career. I mean, you know, we're talking Marinos, Jim Kelly's, Joe Montana's. This guy is going to be beating them and could possibly be the leading quarterback in the state of Pennsylvania when he's finished. I think that's some great numbers. But tonight, 368 total yards, and we think Travis Sparks. Travis, it is great to have our stats man back. Man, do we miss that guy. Thank you so much for all you do, the Invictus staff and everybody tonight, the cameramen who come here way early before we ever do it, and set up, and from Charlie and all the crew at High School Sports Live, man, we really appreciate it. But tonight, I do got to point out, yards-wise, Cumberland Valley-wise, Rogan, 20 carries tonight, guys. Rogan had 20 carries for 100 yards. I mean, that's workhorse material, too. And that's going to be the game Coatesville is going to pull away here 28-7 and come home with the victory. Jerome?
Yeah, I mean, again, this was a good game for Coatesville to come in here and get a win, a big win, a needed win. The last thing they would have needed was to go back home with an 0-2 situation, but they were able to come out and win this game. For Cumberland Valley, it doesn't, you know, your season still can be good.
Yeah.
You still need more time to figure out what Cumberland Valley is. They've had a good start to the season. This doesn't negate that, but it would have been a big win to come out of here with Coatesville. Now it's let's see what they got. And then they're going to start entering Mid-Penn play.
28-7, Coatesville will come away. We'll be right back with our wrap-up right after these messages.
Groff Tractor is your full-line equipment dealer representing Case Construction and many other leading brands, serving the total sales, rentals, parts, and service needs of its customers. Groff Tractor paves the way for your project from start to finish. With 6 locations, Groff Tractor is always nearby your equipment needs. Groff Tractor also offers scheduled maintenance along with 24/7 emergency service. Groff Tractor is your #1 source for everything under construction.
Under a new state law, all electronics must be recycled.
Welcome to the Dauphin County Recycling Center, where recycling is quick, easy, and free.
You may recycle appliances or even cell phones.
We're open 6 days a week, and recycling is as easy as 1, 2, 3.
Contact our helpful staff at the Recycling Center or visit our website for more information.
Help us protect our planet, because tomorrow does matter.
This month only, the heat is on at Hoffman Ford. We must sell 100 new Fords, so we're turning up the heat with our biggest savings ever. New 2019 Ford F-150 XLT, not $10,000 off, up to $13,500 off MSRP or 0% financing for 72 months, and up to $7,000 off MSRP. Over 50 in stock. Don't go anywhere else because
Hoffman has it.
Hoffman Ford in Harrisburg.
Hoffman Ford, just what you're looking for. Hoffman has it.
You just went. Here's the deal. Road trips can get pricey. At rest stops alone, there's lunch, snacks, gas. So instead, I go to Giant and get bonus buy savings on everything we need to stay on the road.
I forgot my retainer.
if we ever leave.
Everything you need at prices you'll love. Only at Giant.
Our brand boneless, skinless chicken breasts. This week, $1.69 per pound.
Welcome back. It's time for our Pizza Hut play of the game. And I think it's probably, as I'm looking in this, it's probably the obvious play that really set up a whole lot of things here tonight. Take a look at this one. Big play, 7-7. Dupree Bryant, fake punt, takes it 68 down the sideline. Right here. Yep. Nope. Too late. Touchdown, Coatesville. They go up 14-7. Yeah. And at that point right there, the reason that's the Pizza Hut play of the game, there was no looking back from that point.
No, I think at that point, that took the momentum, shifted it right to Coatesville. The defense then stood up and played very well. You know, Coatesville goes in halftime. They address the offensive line concerns to protect Ortega. And as we saw, when he has time, I mean, he can throw the ball, man.
And then, you know, guys, it was unanimous tonight, Archie and Jerome. We thought the difference maker, getting the ball in his hands, our Hoffman Ford player of the game, it's evident tonight. 157 catches, 150 yards, all kinds of all-purpose yards. He had 368 total yards on offense because of this guy, number 2, Dupree Bryant. Look, all over the field. Whoop, up. I mean, he did it all, but that play right there, taking it down the sideline, right here. Little shuffle move, missed tackle there, stiff arm, touchdown. That right there, I felt like not only momentum change, I want to go to you, Archie, on that. That might be a momentum season changer. You come in here, you take an L in this game and go down 0-2. All kinds of boo birds out in Coatesville. Fans start questioning things, but Coatesville came ready to play on the road.
It's like childhood. Growing up since kindergarten, I mean, him and Ricky probably been in school, man, since grade school.
Right.
And to see your fella compadre down right now, you know, this is the quarterback. Yeah. He has the numbers. He's the leader of our team. And to look over there and to see him down right now, you know what? He stepped up like we said, man. I got your back right now. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Let me put the team on my back. Let's lead this team to victory. Let's get this win because we owe these guys. Yeah. They got us here 2 years ago.
That's right.
We owe these guys, man. And he went to Ricky. I bet you he went to Ricky and said, hey, Ricky, I'll be open. I'm going to beat my man. Get me the ball.
And Ricky and him went to the offensive line and the defense and said, yo, let's do this. And they did it on all sides of the ball, man. So, I was impressed.
Bryant ends up with 218 total yards and 3 TDs. That right there. Our next broadcast, guys, presented by our Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency, is Friday, September the 13th. That's next week. Central York at Red Line, 27.3 on ABC. 7 p.m. is our kickoff. Man, we're really excited for this. But, guys, on behalf of our Invicta crew, our High School Sports Live team under Charlie Fortney, and everybody that assists us, all of our cameramen and crew, man, we all appreciate bringing these great games to you. We want you to have a great weekend and a great night. We'll see you next week.
Enjoy the NFL start to the season. Begins Sunday.